Jared, Jared, turn off the Bluetooth because it's connected to my AirPods. Honk 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 honk.
Am I live? Oh shit, I am live. Damn. I didn't know I was live. I thought I was waiting to go live. Wait, am I live? Yeah, I am live. Oh snap, my bad guys. What's up? Hey, how's it going everybody? Good evening. I am Jermunson Yazzie. We are having a special guest this evening, and the name is The Lovely Life. I had no idea I was live. I thought I was waiting to go live. All right, so we have a special guest coming on the show tonight, and her name is The Lovely Life. I sent her a link again, so hopefully she joins us here pretty soon. But I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Feel free to comment any questions that you have for D, and we will get to your comments as soon as we possibly can. Um, you guys can hear me okay, right? Yeah, it's cold in here. The fire is like hot. The fire is kind of cold, cold heat. So we're just waiting on D to join us. Welcome, Sosie Lane. What's up, Renee? Jerry, how you doing? Melinda, how you doing? Uh, Minimal Zebra, how are you doing? Marlene, hello. Curtis, hello. Hello from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I am glad that you guys are all here this evening. We had a busy, productive day today. Those of you who don't know what I do, I have a yard care service, and it gets us pretty tired at the end of the day. All right, okay, D. Let me try to send you the link again. Okay, I'll send you the link one more time. Let me see. I'm gonna go here. Go add guests. All right, I just sent it again, D. Wait for a new email thread. Why am I lagging? Is it me or am I lagging right now? Right. All right, we're waiting for D to join the live. Usually this happens at the beginning. So sorry. Kind of had a. I am definitely lagging. Am I lagging for you guys, or is it okay? Third time is a charm. Third time is a charm. Oh, I'm okay. No lagging. It's good. Okay. Hey, what's up? I'm smiling. I'm smiling. I don't know if you know, but D Lovely Life is actually from where you're from, in San Francisco. You guys are probably neighbors. You guys probably need to hang out. Two Navajos over there in San Francisco. No, it didn't. Okay. Let me see. You guys probably are neighbors. All right. D, you probably have to, if somehow you could just send me a text, and then I'll send you the link that way. All right. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Don't go anywhere. Okay. We're gonna try to figure this out. I'm gonna send D my number. Hold on, real quick. All right. Now we are waiting on D to respond in a text, and I'll text her the link. How's everybody doing today, though? Are you guys doing okay? Where are you guys watching from? What's up, Rez girl? How you doing? Miss Chanto, how you doing? Where are you guys tuning in from today? Isn't this is this live? Is this live like what you guys been waiting for all week? I've been waiting for it for real though. Just got home from work. I had a long day today. All right, we have Ohio in the building. My brother lives in Ohio, actually. My blood brother. Watching from Williams, Arizona. At the lake, doing some evening fishing. All right. Momzy. Momzy says, hello, a new subscriber to your channel. Well, welcome, Momzy. I hope you enjoy the channel. Oh, cool. How many siblings do you have, Arrows? I have three. I have two, actually. One older brother, one older sister. And then I have five other stepbrothers. So I actually have seven. Seven siblings. Still lagging for you. Yeah, still lagging for me too. I'm not sure what the deal is. Let me try to fix that real quick. Yes, welcome, Mom Z. You are going to have a blast. Hold a second. Hold a second. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Welcome. What's up?
Thank you. I had to remove the app and then I had to re-upload it.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just ready. I'm ready for your show, your live show. I've been really enjoying watching your interviews. Hi
Yeah.
Melinda. Hi Renee. I see Joe on here.
You're probably gonna see a lot of regular people who watch your videos on here. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. And I see my group of ladies too that I do collabs with. Oh, thank you. I did it just for you guys. Just kidding. Hi
Well,
George.
for the people who don't know, probably haven't heard of you, you can introduce yourself and let them know a little about your channel.
Okay, so my name is Dee. My channel is D Levy Life. I am a full variety YouTube channel. I was recently, I guess, discovered a lot from this niche at the Native YouTuber Gala. And I was telling them all that I have been on YouTube since 2012. So I'm like the OG of the OG of the OGs out there.
Okay.
I started my channel as a couponing. This is probably way before your time, but it was like extreme couponing way back in the day. And I was too shy to be in front of the camera. And then my mom had a massive stroke. So then I decided that there wasn't any other caregiver on YouTube during that time. So then I thought, you know what? I think I need to be in front of the camera to share my journey with others, to guide, because there's nobody out there to help in that area. So then I just started a YouTube channel. I quit my career to be my mom's full-time caregiver, and I started YouTube as a variety of going into homemaking, into cooking and cleaning for the first time. I was never a housewife ever, and a caregiver. And then I just started to vlog, and it just started becoming natural. And I started doing collabs with different ladies, and then I just started growing from different niche. So I say it all the time, I'm a variety channel.
Variety.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah. There's a little logo on the bottom of your videos with the X that's crossing out something. What is that? What is that about?
Well, like how you spell variety, Variety.
Uh
So I cross out the TY and I put my name, DEE, so it says Variety. And then
huh.
some of my viewers tell me you should put DEE in cluttering, or they get very creative with
Cluttering.
yeah, how to add my D in different things. So
Yeah. So how's the weather over there in where are you at? By the way, San Francisco, right?
I am in the San Francisco Bay Area. And when you were
Okay.
asking what time it is, I'm an hour before you. So I still have sun. I don't know about where you're at right now.
We have a fire.
Oh, really? Oh,
Just kidding, no.
no.
Where?
Oh,
No,
in
the
your
fire is
background.
TV. Yeah. This is evening. It's still evening. It's not really dark yet, but it's getting there. It's actually
Yeah.
we're an hour ahead of you guys, but
Oh,
I
there you go,
figured that we
Renee.
would go with your time, but then you were already ready, so we just go with it.
Well, I am ready because I have my dad and my stepmom are here, and being a
Okay.
caregiver, it's kind of hard to stay up so late. And
Okay.
so usually I'm in bed, no lie, like 8:45 or 9. But your interviews have been keeping me up, and they're so
How
entertaining. I don't want to like end it. I'm like, oh, I gotta stop right now. I gotta watch the relive.
yeah, it's a good thing that I keep them up for people who don't stay up too late and then they watch it the next day.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so how is your garden going? I know you're doing a lot of work on your garden lately.
I am. It's going good. It's going good. I think this season, since I don't know, California weather has been really weird. When it was spring, it still felt like it was fall. So for
Hmm.
any of those gardeners out there, I don't know if that's the same thing with where they live, but I felt like it was just a slow start. So like right now, I should be having already 4 feet tall tomato plants, and right now they're only like 1 foot or 2 feet. But anyways, it's a hobby. It's something that I do and I like, and it's growing.
Have you had tomatoes actually grow?
Oh yeah, we've
Oh,
had
really?
tomatoes, cherry tomatoes that grow like 12 feet long.
Mm.
So we just string them on a string, and then
Yeah.
you just keep tilting them over so that they, instead of going up, you can move them this way so they can keep growing and growing and growing. Those cherry tomatoes can really grow up to like 13, 14 feet.
Mm. And then you guys use them while you cook, right? You don't just give them away.
Oh
You
yeah.
give away a lot. I imagine because they probably grow out a lot, huh?
Oh yeah. I have like strawberries, lots of strawberries. I don't know what to do with all the
Mm.
strawberries that I have right now. I've already harvested so many of that. We have green beans, cucumbers, zucchinis, bell peppers, Anaheim peppers, jalapeno peppers, cherry tomatoes,
Wow.
Roma tomatoes.
Lemon.
Lemons, grapefruit. We also have some blackberries, and I know I'm forgetting some like like herbs like cilantro, basil.
Mm.
So we
So
have
you
a
don't
full
really need to
garden
go to
here.
the store for vegetables anymore, huh?
No, no, not unless it's something takes it away from me, like bugs or something like that. And then yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
groceries these days are
they're
expensive.
expensive. Exactly. We went to
Yeah.
the store earlier just to buy a couple of things for like steak. A steak. Me and Lefty had a steak dinner tonight. We had mashed potatoes and steak, and
Ooh.
it was like $44 just for a couple steaks and some vegetables.
Oh, that sounds
It was
good.
wild. Yeah, it was wild. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're able to get you on the live, and everybody was super excited. I was personally kind of nervous because when I first met you, you had so much energy, and I'm like, "Man, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with all that energy. I don't know if we can get anywhere to a serious point in this conversation because the energy level is gonna be like way up there."
Well, if you can deal with the Navajo mama, Sarah, I think we'll be just fine. Because I saw you
So
there, like, Sarah, you're like here, and then Dee's like up here.
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely way up there. But it's cool though. I'm glad that you're like that because we need more people who are like super on top of it. Because when I saw you the first time, I was kind of like just in my own space, and then you just came over with all your energy. It's like, oh snap! I forgot I'm supposed to be happy. Just kidding. Are
you
you
know,
naturally happy, or are you naturally like that with all the energy? Do you drink coffee or anything, or?
um, I do drink coffee, but I think
Mhm.
with me, especially, I guess it all depends. It really depends. I think like for most days, I'm usually happy. My dad has always taught me a very important lesson in life is that every day our job is just to be happy. Every single day, it's our job to find happiness. And believe it or not, that is like the toughest job to do sometimes, right? Because sometimes you
Mhm.
don't feel like being happy every single day.
Mhm.
And that really stuck with me. And so I think about that, especially as being a family caregiver. You could go down that rabbit hole, and you can become very depressed like other caregivers are. And I just choose the other way. I choose the other way. And to be honest, I want to show another side of a caregiver. It doesn't have to be all down and blue, and I don't want to like come off as that. I want to
Mhm.
give others hope, and I want to encourage them to stay positive because it's all what we make it. I feel. And as you get older, you don't stress about the small stuff anymore because they're all
Mm.
small.
Mm. What are some of the challenges that you face being a caregiver?
How much time do we got?
3 hours tops until my AirPods die.
Yeah. I
We
know
barely
Renee.
started. We barely started.
I know Renee is on the live. Hi Renee. And I had a good conversation with her. And like
Mhm.
she was telling me that, it takes a very special person to take on this role. Um I think this role is just so important for a lot of the younger generation to learn from.
Mhm.
I think that there's a point where you need to show that respect and honor to our parents and to our elders. Check up on your elders, check up on your parents. And when they come to that age where they might need some extra help, we need to take that time and take on that role. And there are some of us who we're just not equipped to do that. So with me, I feel like every day is it's a challenge only because I had to quit my career. I had to put my own life on hold, my own lifestyle on hold, my own needs and wants and so forth on hold until I got a grasp of what I was doing. And there's a lot of learning as you go because that's all caregiving is. It's just kind of like you learn on the go. You see what works and what doesn't work, and you're caring for another person. It's different if we're
Right.
caring for each other, but you're caring for somebody else, so you don't really know what their wants are, what their needs are. So you really got to figure that out. You got to really get to know that person, and you have to
Yeah.
have patience and yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do have my down days. I do have my down days, but I check myself. And that's
Mhm.
why I think a lot of times I appear with the positivity that I do, because I'm like, you know what? Okay, so, today sucked. This morning sucked. Okay, I'm not going to lie, totally sucked. But mom, it's 11 o'clock. We still have the rest of the day.
Right. The days is starting, huh?
Exactly. So I think it's just all a matter of your attitude.
Mm. So you don't really face that many difficulties when you do caregiving?
Um, I do. I mean, I do. Finding time for yourself, for one,
Okay.
I mean, you being a caregiver, I think a lot of people probably don't know what it all entails. It's for caring somebody, it's basically trying just to keep them safe and healthy, and that seems pretty easy, right? But you have to make sure that they're well fed and that they're getting the proper diet, or you have to make sure that they're warm at night, they have their blankets on, and that
Mm.
their head's not like all funky, or they're like tilting like the Eiffel Tower or something like that, or if
Mhm.
they're choking at night, or you got to make sure that they do movement, range of motion, exercises. If they might have doctor's appointments, so you got to figure all that. You got to figure out transportation, how am I going to get them if they're wheelchair bound. What are those challenges going into a building or just out to eat with a wheelchair. Um,
Mm.
so there's those kind of things. I wake up at least about three times during the night.
3 times a
So
night.
yeah, so I don't really fall like I don't really get a like a 8 hour full rest. It
Yeah.
gets mine is in increments.
How long have you been caring for your mom, right?
It's been since 2015.
2000. Okay. So a couple of years, huh? Well, you have
Yeah,
you have children, right?
no,
No.
my
Okay.
mom.
No, your mom. I was about to ask, would it be more challenging to take care of a child, or would it be more challenging to take care of an elder? What do you think?
Well, not being a mom, I wouldn't know, but I mean, definitely an adult is pretty difficult, because with a baby, that things are going to get better, well, when they get older, they'll be able to walk, or when they get older, they'll be able to do X, Y, and Z. With my mom, it's not like that, you know.
Wow.
So you have to know that this is for the long haul. This is for the long haul, but we'll be okay. We're in this. I tell her, we're in this together. We
Hmm.
are in this together. I'm not leaving you. I'm not abandoning you. We'll figure it out. We'll just have to take it day by day.
Hmm. Do you have other siblings too?
I do. I have an older sister and I have two younger stepsisters.
Oh, was it? Did you want? Was it your choice to take care of your mom, or did everybody want to take care of her? And
It was
or was
me.
it? Oh, you wanted to bring her.
It was me. It was I was at that time, I was the closest during that time. And
Hmm.
so it was basically always just my mom and I, and my husband at that time. So my husband is always he's always been like the third wheel. And but we've always been really close. And so I just knew when she had that stroke that nothing else mattered. And my job knew that too. And I'm just like, it's been fun. It's been real. I got to go to Vegas and be with my mom. So that's what I
Mm,
did. It wasn't even a second thought. It was like, I'm on the plane, you know,
right.
I'm on the plane. I'm on my way.
What did you do before caregiving?
I was in health management and HR. So it's the craziest thing is that I've always been in healthcare, but I've always been in management,
Mm,
in human resources. So I was the one who managed, all of the healthcare workers like RNs and doctors and, the whole 9 yards, and
Yeah.
recruiting and disciplining and investigating and training. So what had happened with my mom when she went into the hospital and they heard about that, it was like game on,
Mm.
which helped me, which really helped me because I knew all the lingo. I knew everybody's basically jobs, and I tested that. And so when
Mm-hmm.
I walked down the hallway, they were on it. They knew I was coming
Mm.
down the hallway. You would
You
see
met business.
nurses all like, "Oh my God, here she comes! Here she comes!" Oh yeah, and I introduced myself. I think it was like the first week. I introduced myself to their management, to their director, just so that they know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he would always come in. So we always got the best treatment.
Do
So I
you
used.
often? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, I was gonna ask. Do you often like seek like advice from your previous job sometimes for some of the nurse and doctors over there?
I didn't. I really
Oh.
didn't. I was basically on my own. Um, but it's funny because going into different hospitals, as much as we've been, I feel that I really got to know, I got hands-on training from like
Mm-hmm.
so many people, different nurses, because everyone has their own different techniques on how to care for a patient bedside. So I feel like I was taught from the best of the best because we went through so many people, and so I got to bundle all of their knowledge to help me. And I think that's what really saved me bringing my mom home, because I was that little sponge. I had my note and my pad of paper writing down notes. Okay, what if this happens? Then what do you do? Or what's the best way to do this? So I used my time wisely when I was there,
That's good.
because I knew what was kind of up in the road for me. So I was like, oh boy, I better figure this out now.
How did your husband react to that career change?
Um, I don't think he was surprised, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
he's more do what you got to do. I'm right
Okay.
behind you. Do what you got to do. I'm in complete total support of whatever your decision is. And when I told him, well, I'm on the plane. I didn't ask. I just said, I'm on the plane.
You texted him when
I'll
you
call
landed?
you when I get there.
That's cool. So he had
Yeah.
your full support in moving your mom in?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had a full team here of our friends, very close friends here. They had a welcoming party for her and I coming home, because the day that I left on that plane, um, I didn't return home until about, I think it was 7 months after.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So you left home and you went to Vegas and you were there the whole time?
the whole
7
time,
months.
the whole time. Whatever I brought, my little carry-on bag, that was it. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't, it was like whatever was on the washer and dryer. That was in August. When I returned home, it was February. I still had shorts and tank tops that I was just folding during that day, and it was still on the dryer.
So your
No
husband
thanks
didn't
to
go
my
into the laundry
husband.
room
He just left it there for me. But it
for
was
7 whole
eerie.
months?
It was eerie to come home because I was like, wow. Yeah, because
Nothing
I never
changed.
came home. Yeah, it was like I slept in the ICU every single night. I didn't want to leave because she was in a coma, and I didn't know if I just had like 1 second, if she wake up, or if that was
Mm,
going to be my last time with her. So I didn't want to go, and so
mm.
I had to put like two of the folding table or chairs together. So I'd like try to sleep anywhere I could, and and then it went from ICU then to critical care, and then from critical care, then they moved us over to um, another outpatient hospital. We were there for several months, and they finally got a cot for me, and they placed it in my mom's room. So again, I slept with my mom every single night, and because they had to put a trach in her throat here, so she
Mhm.
wasn't able to talk.
Mm.
And so, knowing how close my mom is, I knew my mom's facial expressions. So I knew if she's hurting or if she was trying to tell the nurse something, I would know exactly what she was going through. So I was like her voice, during that
Mm.
whole time. So I didn't want to leave, and in a hospital setting, you're just a patient sometimes to some people, to some. God bless all those health workers out there, nurses, doctors, they go through it. But there are some who just, you're just a patient. You're just a person, and they don't care if you don't have a blanket, or they don't care if so
True.
so it was kind of like I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave. And knowing that I was in healthcare, it was like, where's the doctor? And the doctor doesn't come in until like way late at night. Okay. All right. So I slept. I slept there. And then the doctor flips on my mom's hospital room light, and he was really surprised to see me there. And I said, "Oh, you must
Mm.
be the doctor." And he goes, yes, who are you?" And I said, I'm her daughter. I just have some questions here. I said, "I have 10 questions. Can I go over them with you?" He's like, okay. And then moving forward from there, that doctor, he was so funny. He knew I was there. He knew he couldn't get around me. So every
Yeah.
night I had questions. I wanted to know the vitals. What's her vitals? What's your plan of care for her? Where does she go next? You know?
But you were sleeping in the hospital for 7 whole months straight with your mom.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I didn't.
You didn't.
I mean, I went home. Let's say if I got to know this one physician assistant. He was really great. He was on his total A game. And I trusted him. And I went home to actually take a shower, and then I started to trust him even more. So then I'm like, okay, I can actually maybe go home, sleep maybe for, 4 hours, and then come back. So, or either that, I would sleep in my mom's car in the parking lot if I really just wanted my time for myself. So I would do that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know that like strokes are caused by blood clot, right? Is there?
They could
Is,
be.
they could
There's
be.
there's all different things. But yes, blood clots is number one, and then also like high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Unfortunately, with my mom, there's two carotid arteries, and the right one was fully blocked.
Oh no.
It just clogged. It's just fully blocked. So there's no blood or oxygen that went up to her brain, which caused her massive stroke. So she's
Oh no.
paralyzed on the right hand side.
Mm.
See, I didn't know that either. I didn't
You
really know
were,
what a stroke was, to be honest.
but she's able to speak now and still communicate with you, right?
Yes, yes. We fought hard for that because I said, well, Mom, you got a choice. You could either wear that forever and lose your voice, or we can try every single damn day for you to learn how to breathe on your own. And so
Mm.
she did. And she pushed herself. And the specialist was saying, don't get your hopes up high. Don't get your hopes up high. And I just told my mom, don't listen to him. Don't
Mm.
listen to him. I said, come on, Mom, let's try again. So we try and we try. And sure enough, she passed the test. And they gave her a little cap, which they call it a cap off, and she promoted to being a cap off, and then she was learning how to breathe again on her own, and she started to learn how to talk again with with the oxygen going through
Mm.
there. So, but even at that, I even learned how to deal with a trach. I don't know if you ever seen that, but a lot of times their phlegm and their fluids will get stuck because they're unable to what do you call it, take a kind of like a you swallow,
Mm-hmm.
so they would have these technicians that would push down like something like this into it. It's like a vacuum cleaner, and you would suck all whatever they can so that they would stop choking on that fluid.
Wow.
And they were so busy And I watched it so many damn times that I said, where the hell is that damn machine? I found it and I rolled it into her room.
You started doing it yourself?
I performed it myself, and the girl came over and she watched how I did it, and she goes, damn, you want a job? And I said, well, I've been calling. I said, I even did a code. I said, what am I supposed to do? I'm not about to go this far and then lose my mom on something like this. No.
Yeah, true.
How
does she like San Francisco?
Oh, she loves it here. She was she's the one who came out here and raised my sister and I up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're born on the res, right?
I wasn't born on the res. I was born here in the Bay Area.
Oh. Hey, wait, do you guys have a home on the res?
Yeah. My mom is she was born there on the res, and she was brought up in the Lupton area. That's near Gallup.
Yeah.
And she was raised there, boarding school, the whole 9 yards. And then the Class Rights Act came around, and her and a bunch of other Navajo women, they jumped on the train and never looked back. And they all came here. And
the what act?
The Class Act, the Rights Act.
Class
where
Act?
they would, the Class Rights Act.
Class Rights Act.
Yeah, where a lot of Navajos were given an opportunity to go to the San Francisco Bay Area to gain, I guess, I don't know what they're trying to say is like an education, or to get housing, to find a job, and to be within their own Navajo community there. And that's where, right, I am smiling. I think that was in the 70s. Yes, it was like it was like in the 60s, I think it was. And that's where she met my father. And then they got married, and then the rest is history. They got a house, and they had us. And
is your father Navajo?
Yes. Oh, yeah, there it is. Montana, the Relocation Act. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I know about the Relocation Act.
Yeah. So, yes, my father's Navajo. They're both fully Navajo.
I just want to make it clear before anybody assumes I'm drinking alcohol. This is actually liquid drink. It's sparkling water. I'm 6 days without soda today, so I need that. What is it called? Remember when you drink a cold soda and it feels really good when it goes down? Yeah, that's what this is for. Just in case anybody thinks I'm out here getting lit.
So I haven't had soda in a couple of weeks too, and I noticed that you've been like on a no soda kick.
Yeah.
You know what? I couldn't help
no.
it. I couldn't help it. And I thought, you know what though? I gotta stay up.
Yeah, it's okay. No judgment. I was so close to getting a Coke today at the what is it called? At Maverick, but I didn't do it. Yeah, the carbonation. That's what I need. I need the carbonation. It kind of fulfills it. Yeah. But anyways, your father, your mother.
A lot of people are talking about the Relocation Act too. Yeah. So there's a lot how we can be neighbors.
Yeah. So the Relocation Act. Your mom went over to San Francisco, met your dad, and then you were born there.
Yeah. I was born here, raised.
So you're a super urban native, huh?
Well, yeah. We actually spent summers every summer up on the res, mainly Lupton. We also spent a couple of years living in Morenci, Arizona. And that's where my father was born in Fort Defiance, but then he was raised and brought up in Morenci, Arizona. And so when things were going down, we were going through that whole, I don't want to say depression, but everyone kind of got laid off around here. And so we kind of went back. We closed up our house here, and then we went back on the res there for a couple of years. But ever since then, we've always been home every year. I herded sheep. We did the whole 9 yards, all the cookouts. I felt like I basically was a kid going around in Gallup. I saw Grease there when I was hecka young at the old
Yeah.
movie theater in downtown Gallup.
Yeah.
Shoot, Richardson's, the Trading Post. Do you know that Trading Post?
No, I don't know Gallup too
No,
much.
not much.
No.
Okay.
I only
Well,
know the flea market.
okay. Yeah, the flea market wasn't a thing back then. That's
That's
all
true. Yeah.
fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
when is your next trip back to the res?
well, we were just there not too long ago. My family, they want to do another, like a family reunion get together again. With my mom, it's a little hard only because she's in a wheelchair and she can only stay in a wheelchair for so long. So the last time though, with the family's help and involvement, it went pretty smoothly. So we're hoping to take her again soon. I don't know. We're kind of having all of our family meet in Las Vegas here shortly. So I think that will probably be the next family meeting.
Yeah.
Trying to plan another family reunion in Lupton. So that should be fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Jerry Begay asked a really important question. He says, 49er fan or a Raiders fan?
Actually, I'm both. I was I was born into the Oakland Raider family. I mean, my parents were old time Raiders season ticket holders. So when I was born, my mom, they would wrap me up in a blanket in a little basket, and then they would put me down on between their feet. I was like, "You what?" They're like, "Oh yeah, you've been a Raider baby since you were born." I was like, "Oh my gosh." My grandpa, he's always been a Raider fan. But I started to get into the Niners, later
Mm.
when I was like in my 20s. I had a best friend. Her parents were super 49er fans, and they would be giving us their season tickets sometimes when they couldn't attend the games. And then boom, I became a Niner fan just like that.
Wow.
So I like both. My mom is a total Raider fan. Dad's a Raider fan. My dad kind of gets upset if he sees me in my Niner my Niner
Your
shirt.
Niner jersey. Does your dad stay with you too?
Huh?
Your dad, he stays with you?
No, no. They're divorced. They've been divorced for a while. But he's
Oh.
here with me today, though. He
But they
came
both
in.
are able to hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty.
Cause,
I'm pretty. I'm pretty blessed. I'm pretty lucky that they get
yeah.
along. Very.
He has I'm sorry if I'm getting too personal with your dad, but does he have a different wife now?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He got married with my stepmom, who
Hmm.
has two daughters who are about my age, a little slightly younger. So we're kind of
Hmm.
like the Brady Bunch.
Nice.
Yeah. And then once you kind of get older, I guess my our family just kind of became very extended, and even my stepsisters, they totally love my mom,
Oh.
and my mom does too with all of them. So we all do, like, the whole Thanksgiving together and Christmas, and we just recently did Mother's Day all together. And so it's really nice that we can do that. I know a lot of my viewers always say, wow, that is so rare to see, but it's so cool to see at the same time. I'm like, it is. I think
Is that the video
my
you posted with that whole when
yeah,
everybody didn't know you were on YouTube?
yeah, yeah, yep. That's us. That's like a whole, and I call it the Brady Bunch family. It's funny.
That's
I know
funny.
you have what? You have a sister, right? One
I have
sister.
only one sister, and I have six brothers. One full one biological brother, and then the other ones. Well, I guess they're biological. Two stepbrothers, five stepbrothers. I don't
Oh,
really know them that well though.
Wow.
Yeah, but definitely have my sister. Me and my sister are probably the closest. Like we're the closest to each other. I'm the youngest of all of them. So.
Yeah, I'm the baby. Well, I went. No, well, I'm the youngest out of my sister and I. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
you're really
awesome. I'm glad.
close, huh? You're
Yeah,
close to your
who?
sister, huh?
Yeah, really close with my sister. Yeah, I'm super close with my sister. We talk every day. We tell each other everything. She knows everything about me. Literally everything there is to know, especially about my love life. She's there with me 100% of the way. Yeah, she's really cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she's cool. But I'm super glad that you're able to live with your mom, and I give you props for dropping everything and being there with your mom. Not a lot of people out there are able to do stuff like that, or maybe not a lot of people are even willing to do that. So
Yeah.
definitely give you props, and I'm glad your mom is feeling better. And tell your mom that the guy from Navajo Nation says hello. The Navajo from Blue Gap says hello, and I'm pretty sure everybody here probably would like to say hi to your mom too, and
Oh,
tell her to
yeah.
stay strong. Tell her to stay strong, and tell her, everybody out here is sending her the best wishes that we can send.
Thank
Because
you.
I don't know how it feels to be in that situation with your mom, but I can't even imagine how much that must have hurt you when you went through that. But I'm
Yeah.
glad she's there with you now.
Yeah. No, I learned from her. She's a hoot. She's funny. She she has a quick wit about her. She cracks me up. She just wants to still,
Dance.
dance. She'll do this when she tries
Yeah.
to dance, and she has jokes. She has jokes, and she just keeps me on my toes. And then when we're all just kind of like down, and all of a sudden she'll just say something out of the blue, and we just start cracking up. Where I'm cracking up so hard, I'm like snorting because it's just so hilarious. And I'm just like, Mom, and she just starts cracking up. So I'm glad
Yeah.
she has her humor. And see, everyone's all saying hello to Queen G. She's very popular on my channel. Everyone loves Queen G. And she loves watching all the YouTubers too. And she's very much involved with everybody. She loves watching like Navajo Urban Disc and they gave her
Mm.
an apron just recently. And Art's always saying hello as he drives by
Oh.
the Lepton area. He's always saying, "Oh, there's Queen G's place." It's like this as they drive by. And my mom gets a big kick out of that. She thinks, and she's always like, "Oh, what a ham!" See where I get it from?
Yeah, true. So when you went to school out in San Francisco, was it kind of tough for you to go to school there, being that you were a Navajo, or did you notice that you were a Navajo? Was there a lot of Navajos that went to school with you?
No,
But
no. You know, being being here, and they find out that you're Navajo, the first thing that comes out is a teacher wants they have a parent day. They always ask, do you think your mother would be interested in show and tell? And my mom would, because my mom was a really good rug weaver, and she would always make a huge batch of Navajo fried bread, and she'd bring that in just so that she can talk about it and share what it's all about. And then she'll do a demonstration on weaving, and then she'll talk about how she would prepare the sheep wool, and she talked about how we live out there, and it was really fascinating. And so all of my friends from school would be like, so is your mom gonna do another meet and greet? Can we get more fry bread? And then of course, you got like people who would make jokes like, oh, so do you guys live in teepees? But they don't know anything. They don't know any better. And then when I got into high school, it was more or less, I got more respect, knowing who I am, and they were like, wow. And then when you get into like college or something, then you get high props about it. But when you see a native around here, you're like, you automatically like click your eyes across the room because you're like, oh, you're native, huh? Like, oh, you're
Mm.
native too. Like because you don't really see a whole lot, Not like when you go to Phoenix. You go to Phoenix and you see natives pretty much everywhere. But at least I feel, and I'm
Yeah,
like, wow,
Phoenix is
this
the
is really
res.
cool. When
Phoenix is
we,
part of the res.
yeah, when we would go into Gallup, we go to Walmart, and I'd be like,
Yeah, and I bet your husband fills out a place at Walmart over there in Gallup.
yeah,
He's like,
but
holy shit.
right, but you got to think too. In the 80s in California, we did the whole perm. Remember when the perm was really, it was a trend over here with the highlights. Well, on the res, no one didn't have perms and highlights. And here we would pull up. My mom had a Grand Prix of all cars to have on the reservation. I don't know what that woman was thinking of. We would be pulling up the dirt road in this nice looking Grand Prix. And here we come out. I have these long curly perm with highlights, and I remember everyone would be like, what the heck is that? And then we go to Walmart, and then I get so many looks, like they were just staring at me, and I'm like, Mom, why are they staring at me? And she goes, you're just different, but you're beautiful, don't worry about it.
Aw.
So yeah, it was different. It was a culture shock from being, up here versus going to Gallup or, somewhere on the res. But now that I go back, it doesn't even phase anymore.
Mm.
It doesn't
When you
phase.
were when you were growing up, when you were in school, like let's say elementary to high school, did you face any like discrimination because you were Navajo?
Um, yeah, I did. I did. I remember there were a couple of two, I want to say bullies, but they were pretty mean. Not just to me, though. It wasn't just to
Mm.
me. And I think they bullied me in that way only because I was trying to defend another person that was getting bullied. And I wasn't a person that got attacked. It was always, I'm that person that if someone is getting trashed on or getting insulted, I'm that person who I am going to save you. Like, excuse me, like, hey, don't you have somewhere else to go? Or like, hey, come on, Charlie, let's go, let's leave. I would try to take that person away from that situation. And when I would do that, that's when they would try to say something, oh, here comes a little squaw or whatever, but they would just say because they don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? It was just
Mm.
stupid. It was it's like whatever,
Mm.
but not
When did you?
many.
Yeah. When did you meet your husband?
Uh, let's see. Officially, I think it was when I was 12 years old.
Your husband now? Just kidding.
hmm
12 years old. Tell us about that. What do you mean
I knew you
officially?
were gonna go there.
I have to. That's like my favorite part in learning about people is their love
I
life.
know. I'm like, I know he's gonna ask about this.
See
I
that? See, we're just slowly getting into the good stuff.
Who wants to know? Let us know in the chat. Just kidding.
Raise your hand if you want to know. I
Oh
want to
my
know what
god.
you mean by officially. That's what I want to know.
Okay. So okay. So we were going through some family albums, my mother-in-law, and she said, "Oh, look at here's his first, I think it was first communion." Oh, people are raising their hands.
People want to
Thanks,
know.
Jan. Thanks, Mel. uh they she was showing me, oh, look at this first communion picture, and it was these kids, and there I was in line. I was the little girl, and then there was some other little boy behind him, and then it was him. So I go, oh my god, that's me. And then they're like, well, that's Jay. And I'm like, Oh my God. So I went back to my mom's photo albums, and sure enough, can you imagine? Him and I went to first communion with each other at church, and we were in each other's photo albums all these years. And
Wow.
we were in on the stage. He was, I think, the step up, and I was right in front of him. So we were like this, posing in a group picture.
Holy crap.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And my husband always says, I told you it's destiny. I said, oh gosh. But
You're like,
anyways,
wait, who's Destiny? No, just kidding.
yeah. So, anyways, my best friend, she was the one who had a crush on him when she was 12. And I didn't know
Okay.
who he was or anything like that. And she asked, Denise, he's in one of your classes. Can you kind of like just check him out for me and kind of tell me what he does? And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I noticed this guy, he's kind of like a clown. He was really funny. He's a jokester, and he got along with everybody. And I'm like, okay, who is this person? And then on our graduation, for our 8th grade graduation, we did a graduation ceremony, and I started to get to know this guy, and we were all getting ready to sit down for the ceremony, and he just busts open through these doors, and here he came out, and the whole audience, the whole crowd just went, oh. He came in with a white tuxedo, full tuxedo with tails, with the cane, with the top hat on, with the white gloves, and doing this with his cane as he walked down the aisle to his seat.
Wow.
And my mom was like, wow, who is he? And I said, oh, that's Jay. That's who Lexi likes. And she goes, wow, that kid sure does, he's quite the kid or something like that. And I said, yeah. So later on that night, my best friend goes, hey, why don't you ask him to slow dance, and then I'll ask his best friend to slow dance, and then we'll switch. I said, okay. So
this was in 8th grade.
This is 8th grade. I asked
Okay.
him to dance, and I'll never forget this. He was trembling when we were dancing. He was like, and I remember his white gloves, because I felt, this feels so weird. But we were dancing, and then we never switched. And from then on, I could never get rid of this kid. He kept coming over to my house, and then we started freshman year, and he kept going in my locker and leaving me a rose every morning, which was kind of spooky, because I was wondering, how the heck did he get in my locker?
You ever find out?
No, I think he just hit it, and it just opens up. And he was just very persistent, and finally, I guess it worked. I started to have a crush on him, and then boom, we just started dating, and he just said it's destiny. He kept telling me it's destiny, and I guess he was right.
When did you notice that you were standing together in those pictures? Did you notice until you were older, or when you were 12?
Yeah, that was after we got married.
Oh, dang. That's pretty dope.
I know.
That's like that could be a movie or something.
Right? It's crazy how that all worked. It worked out,
But you've been with just him since you only been with him.
No.
Oh.
We broke up our senior year, and we just kind of did our own thing. And then we got back together, and then we would break up, and then got back together, break up, and we just kept coming back. And then finally, he enlisted in the Air Force, and he went to basic training. And then from then, it just felt like, I think we just needed time. We were on a break. And he dated others. I dated others. I was growing up. He was growing up. We're in our early 20s, mid 20s, around that time. Eventually, I met somebody, and I got engaged with somebody else. And
what?
Yeah. And
Was he Navajo, or was he?
No. And then after that, he did the same. He got engaged, and it was kind of weird. It just didn't work out at the same time with my relationship I was having and his relationship. So um, he broke it off with the girl, and then later on, I broke it off with the guy. And then once he found out that I was moving back with my mom, he was knocking on my front door with a dozen of roses. And
2 dozen roses.
that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, we just knew. We just knew. We we had
How
we had our time apart, but we just knew that, this was it. This is what we want.
mhm. How long have you been married?
For 23 years.
23 years.
Yeah, 23 years in August.
Damn. Congratulations. That's a
Thank you.
long time to know someone.
It is. It is. Like he said, it was destiny, as he says. I
What do
guess he
you
was
say?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty
What?
lucky.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. 23 years of marriage. That's really impressive.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He does a lot. He does a lot. He's really
And I bet
support.
he's still funny.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He a lot of people are starting to really get to know him on my channel now, cuz before when I first started, he was like really kind of like trying to ditch the camera, but
Yeah,
now he's starting to get really comfortable with it, and his personality is starting to show, so people are just getting a kick out of him now. So I'm like, well, do you see what he's always making us laugh, and thank God for him, because he really comes in handy with my mom too. So um but my family is completely in love with him because he does so much. He does so much for my mom and I, and not only us, he does a lot for the family as well. He's a good provider, a good supporter. He's just all in all, he's a hard worker, and he just wants us to be happy, you know?
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I was only 8 years old when you guys got married.
Really?
hmm Can you tell me about who proposed to who?
Oh, he did.
Okay. How was that? How did that go?
Well, I said yes.
I mean, like, how did he propose? Is what I'm asking.
Oh. Well, he proposed with oh, it was like a he tied the ring that I wanted around like a stuffed animal, like a teddy bear. But this teddy
Uh,
bear was like a special one, and he had tied it around it. And then I remember when I saw it, at first I didn't know what was going on. And then I realized, because I was like, oh, thank you.
you thought it
Because
was just a teddy bear?
I thought it was just a teddy bear until I saw it. And then I was like, oh my God. And then his mom was there, and she's just like, taking all these pictures when I was just like, ready to cry and the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Wow. Where did you guys get married at?
We got married in Las Vegas. That's
Okay.
it just seemed like it was in the middle for everybody, because I have a lot of family on the reservation, and
Yeah.
it was easier for them to go there rather than driving all the way over here to San Francisco. So and our family, they don't mind going to Las Vegas, so all of our friends were all there. It was a great time. I just remember it was so hot that day. It was so hot. I felt
you
so bad for everybody because they weren't used to the heat, in Las Vegas. So yeah, but it was
guys got
nice.
married inside or outside?
Oh, definitely inside.
Inside.
Definitely inside. And we had it where it was a little bit traditional too at the same time. So that was really important to me and my family. So we kind of got to kind of combine it all.
Yeah, that's a really cool love story. That's really dope. I
Thank
had no idea that's how you guys met. I would have never guessed neither. And I think it's really cool that you guys were in the same picture when you were small.
Yeah.
You guys have that picture posted somewhere in your house?
I don't. Or do
No.
I think maybe I do somewhere. Somewhere
That
around here.
should
I
be
know.
that should be the biggest picture in your house.
We have so many pictures, you know, because you think about it, we went to junior ball together. We went to senior ball together. We graduated together. We've done everything. So we have a lot of memories and a lot of pictures.
That's
You
really
know.
cool.
So I mean, which is good. I always kind of tease about that. I'm like, well, at least I could keep up my senior ball and junior prom pictures. Just kidding. I don't have to like take those down just because it's not him.
Yeah,
So on the
that's
flip
true.
side, that's always a good thing, right?
Seriously. Are
Oh,
you
you
guys
want to see
gonna
the picture? Okay, I'll have to remember that. I will. I was thinking about that too because we look like dorks. We do. We just God. 12
are
years
you,
old. I'm like, okay, someone should have told me about like hairstyles then or something.
are you gonna be trying to move back to the res, or you guys plan on staying in San Francisco?
We plan to actually move to Las Vegas within the
Oh,
next like 3 years
oh,
because we want to be closer to the res.
mm,
My mom wants to move back, but I don't. I think that's more like her dream. And we always wanted to do that, but then since she's had her stroke and now she's in the wheelchair, I'm like, Mom, I just don't think that's you know but I don't really want to tell her that because then she kind of gets her hopes down. So I
uh,
just kind of have to roll with it and just say, okay, well, what do you want? What do you want? And she'll tell me what she wants out there, and so we'll just go along. I'll play along with it a little bit, but we'll see. I
yeah.
don't know.
We can read. Let me read some of these comments so people don't
Yeah.
feel like I'm ignoring them. So I'm gonna go up. I'll just skip through some of the comments. So Love Purple says candlelight dinner. I don't know if she's talking about the proposal. Um, Tanya says, I wish I have a garden to plant some vegetables. Sosie Lane says, question, arrows, were you looking into Lefty's eyes over the candlelit dinner? Oh, they're talking about me and Lefty's steak dinner. Yes, of course I was.
I saw your spaghetti night video.
Oh, yeah, you did? Did you
That
see
was
me
funny.
holding Lefty on the
Yeah.
way to the theater?
Yeah. That was cute.
Yeah. Evening, everyone joining the live. Christmas says hi, D.
Oh, hi, Christy.
Um, Everybody's saying good evening, saying hello to each other. Hello, beautiful people. Gamble says so awesome and inspiring. Take care of your parents. Be respectful and be kind to them.
Absolutely.
Suzanne Green says you're a good woman. Most people these days put them in a nursing home. God bless you.
Aw, thank you.
Hmm. And I am smiling says my mom and dad were in the relocation act. Yeah, so I think a lot of people who were over there in San Francisco, like maybe you and I am smiling should get together or something. She's a really cool person. I met her once before,
Oh, yeah?
and yeah, she lives in San Francisco too. She's nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it'd be like a little. You guys can start a Navajo book club.
Oh, there you go.
Curtis says she better say 49er fan or I'm unsubscribing for her channel, Janu. That's funny. And then let me see. Navajo Mama says hi.
Hi,
Mm,
Sarah.
everybody knows your mom, Queen
Oh,
G. A
yeah.
lot of comments saying hi, Queen G.
Yep, she's one in a million.
Ransan says, "Man, as part indigenous, I used to get called Chinese in school when I played inner city softball. I got called I Ikuro. I don't know what that says. I want to know this guy who can afford that 3 carat ring.
It's not
I think
3 carats.
I think everybody saw it when you were drinking. Put up your soda.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
see.
this no, that's not no, that's not a diamond. Shoot, I wish. No, this is what is it called? It's called like one of those precious, semi-precious stones.
Hmm.
It's like if you would buy like a ruby or an emerald or something like that, that's what this
Yeah,
is. That's all. It's not a
it
diamond.
looks.
Gosh, I wish it was a diamond.
You could have fooled everyone.
No, but I just love it. It's pink and it's like shaped like a triangle or a heart. It's one of my favorites.
That's on your right finger or your left finger?
This one's on my right. And this is the my wedding ring is on this one. Don't look at my nails. But yeah.
Oh, shows your nails. Just kidding.
No.
What
I
ab-
haven't
what
had a
about your
chance.
what about your ring finger, your wedding finger? Is that diamond?
Yes. Yeah. That's a
I think
diamond.
that's the one they were talking about.
Really?
I
You
think
know this
so.
whole thing? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. The actually the ring that Jay proposed with is not even this one. It's a
Mm.
it's in my jewelry box. Really, I'm
You
holding
don't wear
that
it anywhere?
one. Yeah, I'm holding that one. Well, I still wear it from time to time, and sometimes you'll see me wearing it in my vlogs. But I'm holding that one for my nephew when it's his turn.
To propose to someone?
Yeah, yeah. I already told him that
Wow.
I already told him that he has the honor to use that ring that his uncle did for me because I didn't want my nephew to have that as a reason for not, proposing to somebody. If he really is truly in love with somebody, I didn't want him to have that stopping him. Because sometimes I feel like you know, that puts a lot of stress on men, from not proposing, that and other reasons, I'm sure, but I didn't want that to hinder him in any
Mm.
way. So I made it well known that, hey, this is yours, Of course, with your mother, my sister's consent, I said, but this is yours when
Mm.
when when you need it. So,
What if the one he loves proposed to him?
um, I would kudos. Then I would say she's smart. She's a smart woman.
you
That's
don't
what
have
I
an
would
issue.
say.
You don't have an issue with women who propose to their boyfriends?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing. I mean, this is 2023. You know what I mean? I mean, there is tradition, sure. There is the fact that we're influenced of like movies and influenced by people like J Lo, who get some types of false, I don't know, representation of things like that. But I don't know. To each its own. I mean, if that's what, if someone wants to propose, then go for it. If that's truly what is in your heart, I think then there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't want to say I'm old school, but back in the day, that was kind of unheard of. You know, and I'm sure people older would be like, "What?" But like I said, it's 2023 now. There's so many different changes now, and I just think that people just have to be a little bit more open these days, if
Yeah, a
that's the
little
case.
open minded.
Yeah. What
I would
about
I
you?
I
You
would
want
never
someone to
want
propose, right?
no. I want to propose to someone. But if she wanted to propose to me first, I wouldn't mind, you know. But I definitely would like my last name, that one, to be kind of a traditional thing to be carried on. But I was saying before, I wouldn't mind taking the last name, but I would prefer like she take my last name. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's just my opinion. But I definitely would want to be the one who proposes because I feel like I don't know. I feel like in my life it's so super hard for me to find someone, and if I find that someone, I'm gonna for sure propose because I don't want that someone to leave anymore. I'd be like, I'm not gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna be like, hell no, you're staying right here. No, I was kidding. Yeah,
Like Jay.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jay
Um,
was like that.
yeah, yeah. You see, sometimes it's just too risky to not probably take that chance. I don't know. I've never proposed to anybody. I've never been married, but I assume that it wouldn't. I assume that I would want to take advantage of that opportunity when I do fall in love someday again. Might
Right,
happen.
right. I also think like I know that you guys were talking about this like with Rezi and I think you also talking about Simone Sierra. You're always asking like, would you take their name? Right?
Hmm.
That was the question. Like, would you take the guy's name or would you want to
Is
keep
that a
your?
question you wanted me to?
No,
You
no, no.
wanted
Because
to
I remember
answer?
you were asking that, and I think all of them said that they wanted to keep their names. Was I
They,
right?
yeah, most of them said they wanted to keep theirs.
Yeah.
Did you keep yours?
Um, I hyphenated mine, but to tell you the truth, I regret that.
Tell us why.
Cause I think when we first signed the marriage certificate, they just tell you to sign it. So I signed it. Okay, so I just signed it, my name and my maiden name. They didn't tell me that hey, whatever's on the certificate goes like whatever, that's it. So for all you ladies who are going to be getting married anytime soon, ask that question. Hey, how do I sign this marriage certificate? Because that's a legal or paperwork. So when we had to do like our driver's license and our medical insurance, everything is now by my maiden name, which is totally messed up because I don't go by my maiden name at work or any professional place. I use my married name. But I kept my maiden name because of other issues I was having. And I wanted my maiden name because I was just stubborn like that. Because I was like, I don't need your name. I got my own name. I made my
Hmm.
name.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
think a
I
lot of
was.
ladies are like that. Yep.
Yes, I was. I was like that. I was like, I made a name for myself and I want to keep my name. And I did. But now I regret that because it's just a pain. Because now you got to think about your credit. You got to think about if you later on in the future, if you and your husband own a house, your names are on it, your cars, especially all the medical insurance. Everything is it's a pain. It's a big pain to go through. And I'm like, man, I didn't realize it was going to be this much of a problem, but it is. It is. And now I can't get rid of my maiden name even if I tried. It always comes back. And then if you get your credit score, they'll say, my first name, last name. Then I'll say my first name, middle name, last name, and I'll come back with my first name, middle name, last name, hyphenated, married name, or my first name and my married name. And then they ask you which one do you want to go by, and I'm like, what? It's just too much. It gets too
Yeah.
confusing. It gets way too confusing. Don't let it go that way because if you're like me down the road, I'd rather just take the married name now.
So how is it like being married? Like everything has to go through you guys together. Like let's say if you want to open up a bank account, you guys both have to be there to open one,
Um,
or
no,
or
just
oh,
scary.
okay. It's so scary. But everything is in you guys' name now, right? The house, the cars, and stuff like that.
Right,
Everything
right.
is okay.
It wasn't like that before, and this is where I'm getting at. I had purchased my own house by myself with my own name, my own everything, in Las Vegas. That home is solely was mine. When we got married, I didn't add I didn't add Jay to it. I did not add him. It was solely just in my name. And then when I added him onto it, then it was to the point where, okay, well, how do you want this to be? Do you want it to be your first name, your maiden name, hyphenated? And it was like this whole thing again. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then when let's say down the road you want to buy another house or you want to buy a car or something like that. They run the credit report, right? Then
Hmm.
everything comes up again. And then that's where, like, your taxes is like a huge thing. Do you file it jointly? Do you file it, married but separated? There's all these things. And that's
Yeah.
where it can get you. That's where it can get you, is the whole taxes. And not only that, like, let's say, God forbid, if something happens and then, one of you, kind of kicks a bucket, and then what? Right? Because you got to show proof of your ownership of everything you have together, like your homes, your house, your life insurance, all of that stuff. So it does get a little tricky. I don't
So
know.
it's like a whole. A lot of people describe being married as a contract.
It can't. Yeah, it is. It is. It's like a contract. It's a business, basically, in a way, in a lot of ways. I mean, like Sierra was saying, about school debt. Remember how she didn't want to carry that debt on to her
Yeah.
spouse, and
Yeah.
there's those things too, because, like, check your man's credit score, okay?
And
And
check your ladies' credit score
yeah,
too, fellas.
and vice versa, because that affects you. Yeah,
Hmm.
affects you. If you're gonna decide to buy a house, they're gonna look at both. They don't just
And
look
if
at
your
one.
credit score is already fucked up, guys, just don't bother. Just be by yourself.
So it's kind of like those things that you have to think about too. But for me, I wish I would have just taken his name completely. But again, I was all for, no, I want to keep my last name. I want to keep my last name. But now, insurance wise, it's a pain. It's a total pain.
Hmm.
So,
Do you think that I know obviously everybody has their own opinion, but do you feel like marriage is necessary when you are in love with someone?
no, no, because I think a lot of people stay together without getting married. God, I know, friends of mine. They're totally in love. They've been together for, oh my God, over 15 years. They live together. They have kids together. They're just not married, but for different reasons. I mean, I'm sure he's wanted for child support. Um, so there was that. So, I mean,
Hmm.
there are different reasons and different situations for different people. But I mean, if it's just for love, and maybe they just don't want to do the whole commitment thing, then I think, that's fine too. Like I said, it's 2023. People just do things so differently now. It's not like how it was back then.
Hmm.
Um, and I think people are getting married much, much later in life as well. Because when I got married, I was 30, and being 30 back then, it was like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you want to get married? Or like,
Right.
are you guys having problems? Is that why? Or, I don't know. People just speculated. But again, it was, no, it's not that. It's just trying to figure it all out, you know? And then I
Yeah.
think with people, I read somewhere today, I was just reading about this, and I thought about this interview, because it was talking about people should be, um, he was saying something like, people get intimate before they think about being committed. It should be, people should be committed before they get intimate. And I was like, deep.
That's full. That's facts.
Right? I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is different. I don't even yeah, it's different. I don't remember the last time I was committed before I was what was the other word? I don't even remember the word. All right. Intimate. There you go. I don't remember the first time I was committed before I was intimate.
Yeah,
Damn, that's for real.
I like
See,
George, don't get married, George.
people always say that if they know they're never gonna get married. I'm just kidding. But
I thought that too at one
that
point.
don't get married.
Yeah, I was like,
Why
you
is
know,
it that a lot of why is it that people don't why did you not want to get married when you were young?
because I was doing good on my own. I was making really good money. I was having the time of my life. At that point, I was single. I had money. I had a career. I had a brand new car. I had a place to stay. I was going traveling. I had it all. I didn't need anybody at that point, and I had that mentality like, "Hey, I'm good. I don't know why people get married or have kids." That's but hello, that was like how long ago? That's 30 plus years ago, and now now I look at it, I'm like, why did I say that?
Why? Yeah.
Right?
Why did you say that?
Why
I
would
feel
I
like.
don't know. I thought at that point I just kind of knew myself. I wanted to be that strong person because I was brought up in a family of women,
Mm,
strong, educated women. And we were always told, don't depend on anybody. Don't depend on anybody except for yourself. That
mm,
was always placed in my mind. And my mom, being a single parent, she did everything she could do. She was going 2 part-time jobs while attending school to get her degree, raising 2 of us all by herself. And she did it. She did it. So it's like what she can do, it was like, it was all on me. Okay. All right. You're right. I have this fantastic woman that I look up to, and I'm like, yeah, what is my problem? you know? And then I started doing it, and I was successful, and I thought, I don't need anybody. But Jay thought otherwise.
I think that I don't think it's an issue. I think everyone comes to a point where they feel like money, career, being independent is not important, and that above all of that, above being successful in your career, having all the money that you need, above all of that, there's one thing that's more important is being in love with someone. And I think that everybody comes to a point in their life where they come to that reality that
hmm
I shouldn't be this way, and I feel like I deserve to be loved, and I feel like I need to love someone too. And I feel like I don't mean to put the ladies on the spot, but I feel like a lot of women have that mentality, that mentality to be like, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, and I don't know exactly what it is about men that they don't want. Maybe they had a bad experience, maybe they had a bad relationship, whatever it was that they experienced. Sometime down the road, I feel like they're all going to come to a realization that um, they're wrong. They were wrong. And there's nothing wrong with being successful and being successful in your career and being independent. But I have a feeling that if they hang on to that type of lifestyle for too long, it's gonna be too late for them to find love. You know,
Yeah,
that's what I personally think, and
yeah,
I think that a lot of ladies they kind of get that twisted, and I don't want that to be the case for a lot of women because I know that everybody is on this independent woman kill the patriarchy kind of vibe right now, and I don't think that's really a positive thing for a lot of people. I
yeah,
mean, it is good at certain points, but at the end of the day, everybody just wants to be loved.
yeah,
And if a woman is interested in men, she's gonna want to be loved by a man one day. You know.
yeah.
Come on.
Like, I see Joe. Joe's comment is dead on. Mineral Zebra. She says not needing someone, but wanting someone. That's the difference. So not needing versus wanting, and I think that's it. Good job, Joe.
No,
Thanks for being here.
not
Thank you
needing
guys for
someone,
being
but
here. That's cool.
what? Not needing someone, but wanting someone. They said.
Yeah, is the difference, and I think that's true. That's true. I think for some of us, that was like, I guess that would be me in my situation. I didn't really need, and I think there that emphasis on needing, versus wanting. And for me, it was like, no, I want to get married. At that point, then my whole life turned,
Mm.
where I was like, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to to jump in and be fully committed and have him be fully committed, and let's do this as a married couple. I mean, we're already in this so far, so um and plus two, I think people also forget that we get the influence of others outside the relationship sometimes too, because my mom and his mom were like, they were pushing us to get married. They were just waiting. All of our friends. I think our engagement party cake said something like finally, or I forget what it was. And it was kind of funny, but at the same time I'm like, dang. you know. But I'm glad I got married. I am. I'm I think making that choice was probably the best choice for myself, because me too, I don't want to be alone. I don't, and he makes me happy. I'd rather be surrounded by someone who I know who loves me dearly as well as I love him, and it's a give and take. And I just hope people find that. I hope people find that because I want them to be just as happy.
Right.
But there are
You
some
said
who are okay without it.
you said you didn't need him. You more of a want. So at this point in your life, do you feel like you need him?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
want, yeah, I wanted that. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be happily in love, you know?
Yeah.
Because down for me, it's all about love. It's all about, do I love you? Do I want you in my circle? Do I want you here for the haul, for the long run, for, till death do us part? And yeah,
Yeah.
I did. And I said, so it worked out. It worked out. Especially now at our age. I'm much older than majority of everybody I think in this room, in the chat, and you know, life life there's so many things that happen in life. Health, finances, jobs, um, you know, 2020, you know, and it's nice to know that you have someone who is with you as a team, or someone who has your back through it all, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know, and
Yeah.
it's just nice. It's kind of like, I'm pretty damn blessed. I'm blessed for everyone who I have in my life, including my husband. I'm blessed that I'm married. I'm blessed that I have a really, really respectful and honorable person as a spouse, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad that you met him at 12. I mean, you were next to him at 12, and I'm glad that you guys came back to each other and married each other. And I'm pretty positive that he needs you. He doesn't just want you, he needs you in his life. And I think a lot of men can take my back when we say that we need our wife in our life, or we need our girlfriend's presence in our life. That's just how much we love our partner,
Yeah,
because we need them so much, and I have a feeling, I'm not trying to knock anybody in the comments, but I have a feeling that a lot of people haven't found someone that they truly love yet. That's why a lot of young women say we don't need a man, we don't need men in our life. They don't do anything for us and things like that. There's a lot of negative talk around men when it comes to being in a relationship. And it's not just people in the comments, it's people on different live feeds, different social media platforms. A lot of women out there are saying that, and they're all really young and they're all really independent. But it just makes me sad because one of these days they're gonna realize that that guy that they said no to, or the guy that they left to chase their career, it's gonna be too late. He's gonna find a different love of his life, or something like that. It's
right.
not just a woman thing. It's also a man thing. But I'm just saying it because you're the woman that we're having a conversation with, and that was your point of view. And besides that, a lot of women out here are saying that you don't need to be in a relationship, or you don't need a man. But one of
I don't
these
know
days,
why
I'm
I
a
have that song. What is it? Is it by Salt and Pepper? I don't need a man, but I'm not a good man.
oh yeah. One of these days, it's gonna smack them in the face, and they're gonna be like, "Shit, I need a man for this," you know. You can't do. Yeah, it's like the world does not revolve around men, but you need men in your life, and that's just a fact.
Yeah,
It's just a
yeah.
fact.
No,
And the
I
sooner you stop fighting that fact, the better off and the happier you'll be. You'll probably find the love of your life tomorrow if you stop fighting it.
yeah, I agree. I concur.
Concur. Boom, you heard it there first. No, I was kidding. Yeah. Well, I'm super glad that you're able to join us. And I kind of, like I said before, I was like, man, how am I gonna have a conversation with someone with so much energy? Because for me, my energy level is just here, you know, it's just here, and I
Yeah,
don't go out often. I don't talk to a lot of people. I talk to many people. Obviously, I have to because of the business, and I think I'm pretty well at speaking to others, but I'm definitely trying to challenge myself right now to speak to just to different women on the platform. That's why so far it's only been women on the lives.
yeah,
Um, I had a thing that I explained it before on the other lives that I had a thing with talking to women. It's not that I'm afraid of women. It's that I'm afraid to trust women, you know,
right.
and it kind of makes me feel like I can't say some things to them when we talk in private or something. That's why it's public, and um, that's why it's geared mainly to women now. But I enjoy it. I enjoyed all the conversations that I had before with the other ladies. Everybody's super respectful, and I feel like so far we share some of the same, like mindset. A lot of things that we share together are kind of the same, you know. So it's
Yeah,
pretty dope. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
glad that I'm glad that you're here. Is what I'm trying to say. Thank you for being
Oh,
here.
thank you. Thank God it's not like the caveman days, where they just,
Seriously.
if they like you, they just kind of clunk you over your head.
That's funny. Let me read some of these comments again. Let me
Okay.
see. Gamble's asked if you visited Alcatraz yet.
Oh yeah, that's eerie.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah,
I
it's
would.
good
I
though.
wanted to. It's nice in there.
It's great. It's a great tour. It's fun. It's a lot of history, but for me, I kind of got spooked. I don't know if you could just I could feel just just the lingering spirits around and just know I don't know stuff like that. Just it just eerie. I'm not a person who likes like scary stories or movies. That's why like sometimes I can't watch Kitty's videos and some of her stories. I'm like no.
Oh, because she tells scary stories.
Yeah. So, but Alcatraz it is fun. It's fun. You got to make sure though, if you go there, you have to make reservations like weeks and ahead of time.
Mm. Yeah, Alcatraz has. That's the place where they had. It's a prison, right?
It's a prison. A lot of people died there. Uh, it's just a lot of history. A lot of mafias were there. Um, you just imagine people just being there until the day they die, and they show a cell, and the cell is just like this small little tiny 10 by 10 window, that you knew that that's where they stared out of a window for the last 40 years of their life or something. It's just kind of eerie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wanted to visit there when I was in San Francisco, but we didn't have a chance.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like right into the in the middle of the water, huh? Right
right.
between what are those places called? It's between.
The bay. Like
Oh,
the
right.
pier. Well, it's near Fisherman's Wharf, and there's Angel Island, and Alcatraz is centered right in the middle of those two. And on the Bay Bridge, you can, as you drive by the Bay Bridge, you'll see Alcatraz, and it's just gorgeous. You can
Mm,
take boat rides out there, and it has like the best views.
mm.
But there's just a lot of history there. And so when I went there, I kind of got a little bit freaked out a bit because I was just analyzing too much of it. I was like, could you imagine? Could you imagine being here?
Yeah.
God, it would be so cold out here without no heater, and all you got was this little dinky little cotton blanket, and oh man, I don't know, it's just weird.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta visit there sometimes.
Yeah,
Let me see some of these comments. Yes, I agree. It's not that we don't need to be with a man, but want the love. That's the difference.
Yes.
Good evening, says Curly's cruising. Rezi says, so happy for you, D. Minimal Zebra says, I want a wife one day. You'll get your
Oh,
wife one day. Just
yes.
uh, just work on yourself.
Yep.
Work on yourself and just keep focused and everything will fall into place someday. That's what I
Yep.
believe. That's what I'm trying to believe.
I
That's what I'm
believe that.
trying to believe.
I
Yeah.
believe that.
Rand says, I need my wife, not want. That's my thing. Not need for financial, but need to hold and cherish. See, that's sweet. Um, Miss City says, you don't look a day older than 21, D.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm, Miss City also says, I want my husband in my life, but I don't need him. In the end, I love him.
Yes, I agree. I'm the same way. I say the same thing.
All right, let me see. I love Dee. So sweet and smart. I've learned a lot from her tonight, says
Oh, thank
Suzanne.
you.
I'm smiling says, sorry, but most of these younger women are not so independent like they pretend to be. Slash say, I guarantee they are living with mom and dad, not on their own, and parents paying for the car, bills, and etc. Shots fired. See, CR says, for example, you need that Uber driver when you needed. You have each other's back. There's a lot of things about the need and the wants here. I think the world is different nowadays. Back then, a woman had to have a man. Nowadays, a woman has freedom to have or not be with the man. Yeah, that is true. But a lot of things women can't do without a man. That's just facts. Lil Rezi says, when something goes wrong with the vehicle or something in the house, or if stuff goes south, then tell me you don't need a man. Yeah. D is decluttering my mind on marriage.
Who said that? Well, who said
uh,
that? Who said that?
Game Panda said that.
Game Panda. That's funny.
Vicky, Vicky Kuchyam, Kuchyam. I always have a hard time with her last name. Kuchyam Tua says hello from Flagstaff.
Aw, hello. I
And
love
then,
Flagstaff.
oh yeah, you love Flagstaff?
I feel like that's
Montana,
always a home away from home.
yeah, Flagstaff is nice. I recently started to not like Flagstaff though because of the way it smells,
Mm.
like dog food. Faith Myron says men are very important to society. Men have a great impact on children, especially when a child turns 13 years old. They need a male role, both female and male adolescent children. Okay, let me see. I retired from law enforcement and the corrections department in New Mexico.
Oh,
Uh,
nice. Thank you for your service.
and then Jerry says, me and Kayla went on a boat ride under the bridge and around Alcatraz. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's nice.
One of my
I love
uncles
those
was.
boat rides.
I didn't go on one of those boats. I rode those little yellow thingies that you drive around. What
Oh,
are they
wow.
called? Those little banana things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Amy Kez says, I was told to love myself and find myself first, so I did. I bought my house, a car, and a truck, focused on my babies, and realized what love is. Now I'm ready to find that special someone.
Nice.
And then Marlene Charlie says, the only thing I missed from my ex-husband was him carrying in the groceries when I came home from shopping. True that. See that? I'm saying you need a man. Just kidding. No, you don't need a man for that. You just need a wagon. Just put all your stuff in the wagon
I
and put
was
it back
just
in
gonna say that. I was just gonna say that. There's many times that Jay wasn't home when I came back from the grocery store. That's where
Yeah,
you get one of
man.
those carts, ladies. You know those
Yeah,
carts. You just put all your stuff in there.
yeah.
You wheel it inside.
Men
Problem
are not
solved.
wagons. Just kidding. I really want to go to San Francisco, says Resi.
Oh, come on up. I would love to meet you, Rezzy.
Suzanne says, "Don't y'all think Jermunson looks like an old time chief from back in the old days?" I don't think so, man. The Chiefs never had this from soda. Theirs was
Oh
in
my
like this, and the
gosh.
cheekbones are just like that.
Yeah, look, I didn't even finish mine.
Why? Is
That's
it because you're gonna make me start to crave it?
no. I decided to go back to water.
No.
It started to taste a little too sweet.
So, what is your favorite thing to do in San Francisco?
Um. Well, before. Well, I
When you
mean,
first moved there?
yeah. I guess really just well, we always like to go into the city and do things around there, but this Bay Area is so there's just so many things to do here where we're at, and there's a lot of hiking, there's a lot of fishing, camping, there's the beach is just an hour away. We have the Sierra Nevadas, Lake Tahoe, to go snow skiing or boating over there in the summertime. That's only 3.5, 4 hours away from us. We have the wineries here in Napa, right? Napa Valley,
Hmm.
even closer in Livermore. We also have Oakland. San Jose is just right here. So we have a very diverse area around. So there's always something to do around here all the time. But I think what I enjoy is mainly just being outside. I'm just a nature person where we like to like if there's festivals being outside, we tend to go to those because they're mainly wheelchair friendly and it gets my mom and I out in the sun or in garden has been my escape. Really, it's my happy place. So I've made a backyard where we enjoy, so a lot of times we just like to hang out in the backyard, in the garden, and we will just listen to music, because that was what makes my mom and myself happy is music. Or I'll get a laptop out there and we'll watch a movie, or we'll watch YouTube, whoever's on live. We'll
Mm.
just kind of catch up with people there. But yeah, I mean the Bay Area is beautiful, but it's so darn expensive being here. I was telling my dad today that the average for rent for a 1 bedroom apartment is 2,500 a month.
What?
Yeah, and then the average rental for a home is starts out at 4,000 a month here. The average mortgage a month here starts at 7,000 to 11,000 a month.
Wow.
So it's expensive to live here in the Bay Area. I think that's why we just kind of want to go. It costs $7 for my husband to cross the bridge to go to work every day. $7. Could you imagine that?
7 to when he drives?
Yeah, he drives to work, so he has to take he has to do the bridge toll. So that's $7 every morning.
Wow.
Yeah,
Everybody does that?
yeah, yeah. Well, because we have Facebook here, we have Google, we have Apple headquarters here, we have
Mm.
Tesla, we have Twitter, we have all them, Stanford University here. We got so much going on over here that it's like any. I remember this was my Che. He came out to visit one year, and he was saying in Navajo, which I don't know how to say it, but he was saying that every every space that the Earth was like, meaning that the dirt. He says there's rock. Like there's no mother nature doesn't have a place to breathe. Like he was
Mm.
like kind of like what like he couldn't get over it, like
Like the earth is
so
like suffocating.
yeah, and it's true
Mm.
because now that we drive, it's like they're always building. There's always building more apartments, more condos, and like I said, rent starts at 2,500. So it's
What's the
crazy.
what's the minimum wage over there?
I don't know. I think it's like in the 20s now, $19 or $20 an hour.
Mhm.
I know it raised recently, so I really don't know. I don't know.
Well, well, if the prices for like just to live there is that much, the minimum wage should be pretty high, right?
Yeah, I would say so. But then that's why we have a big problem right now with the homeless increasing, because
Mm,
people, they just can't afford these prices. So even people
mm.
who are working at Facebook and Google, like they're living in their cars because they just can't afford it, but they can't afford not to work. So we got a lot of people like that living in cars too. So it's getting out of hand over here in my area. And I think that's one reason why we want to go.
Mm.
Getting too much. It's getting crowded. It's getting
Is
really crowded.
there is there like if we were to go over there and find work, do you think we would find work really quickly? Or
Um,
is there a lot of employers hiring?
Not really. I
No.
wouldn't say so. I mean, it's definitely improving. In the last year, it's definitely improving. I think it depends on what you're in what area you're trying to look for. Like if you're looking for healthcare, oh heck yeah, you'd be like hired within that, starting at $40 an hour here. But if you're into construction, there's a lot of need for construction. But the bad thing about here is that there's not enough supplies to carry
Supplies.
on the construction work. For us, took a long time for us to get our outside renovated due to um, the supplies that were shorthanded. So
Because everybody they just take the supplies quick for their other jobs and people kind of run out.
yeah, yeah. My best friend was getting her whole house renovated inside, and it took way over 9 months to be completed
Oh, dang.
because they didn't have enough supplies and certain things that they needed.
Like
So
at
it just
Home
kept
Depot and places like that.
Yeah, it just kept getting delayed and delayed, lumber and cement and all this rebar, and that's just really, it's just, it's not available. So
Yeah.
we have those type of issues out here, and plus gas. I don't know what gas is, $6, five something right now for us. So gas is
Wow.
kind of expensive over here. It's
What about
expensive, man.
food? What about food to eat? Are
Oh
you guys
gosh.
hungry?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, food is kind of gone down a little bit, I think, if you see my videos. No, I'm just kidding. um, but see, I coupon and I shop the sales and I grow a garden so that I can, grow my own food or help grow in that way, or use the coupons. Or I also like to stock items too so that I have things on hand so that I don't have to run to the grocery store for a lot of items. I'll have
Mm.
extras somewhere. So I try to be, I try to stay creative on staying here in California.
Yeah. Dang, that's wild that rent is so expensive. I can't believe it.
It is. So Resi right now minimum wage is 16.99, but in July it will be 18.07. Thank you. Okay, yeah. So
16.99.
I know that for like some of the McDonald workers out here, they were saying that they got a raise because of whatever, and they were making like $19 an hour. I said, "Wow, that
Yeah,
must
but
make a difference."
when
Like,
rent comes in, that probably doesn't do anything, huh?
yeah. Plus, we got
Mm.
people like who are renting like the house next door to us. It's a small house, and her rent. How much is she? I think she's charging them 3,800 a month. And
Oh, shit.
there was two men who moved in, but then now they got another couple, so I think there's like four adults in there. I'm thinking, oh, maybe they're having some problems making that rent,
That's wild, man.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's wild. I would never move over there. Like I like Chicago and New York better just because of the rent. I mean, I don't know about the rent there too. It's probably expensive too, but
Well, it was where New York was supposed to be the most expensive, but now, unfortunately, the San Francisco Bay Area, we
it's
passed
more
them.
expensive. Wow.
And I'm like, how can that be? But yeah, now we're worse.
I
But
got a 1 bedroom over here and it doesn't go over 1,000. It's about
really?
eight something. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's somewhere in like 880 or something.
Well, that's not
But
bad.
that's not bad compared to 3,800. Yeah, that ain't bad at all.
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know how everybody can do it out here. I really don't.
So do you guys go out on Fridays or do you guys stay in?
No, we pretty much stay in. If we do go out, we do what we call a dinner, a
Uh-huh.
lunch and dinner. We'll go and have something to eat like around 3, uh, just so that we can get there before everybody, like before the dinner crowd comes in at 5. Because
Hmm.
it's a little bit more of a challenge with a wheelchair, especially on a Friday night to go anywhere. So we try to go somewhere. um, we'll just go to Applebee's or Chili's or something like that real quick, and then have
Hmm.
dinner, and then come home, and then we'll either watch like a movie or something like that. But like I said, we go to bed early here.
Yeah,
You
are you
know,
supposed to be in bed right now?
um, yeah, usually
It's
normally
almost
like
9.
right about now, I'm starting to like lock up the house and say goodnight to mom and the whole 9 yards. But my parents are downstairs. Queen G's good. Husband's probably already asleep right about now. So
So yeah, okay, that's good.
how
That's
late
good
do
to
you
know.
stay up?
Sometimes till like 2, 1. I try to go to sleep early, but when I lay down, I can't because I'm always thinking about stuff I shouldn't be thinking about. Then it kind of keeps me awake. And it's like I have a hard time going to sleep now because I get like like anxiety. I
Yeah,
have anxiety. So like when I'm sleeping, I can literally feel my heart just getting worse and worse, and then I got to get up and then just kind of calm down, and then go back to sleep. But a lot of times I take the Zico pills to just put me to sleep. That's how I'm able to sleep at night most of the time.
yeah,
But um, sometimes I stay up to like 2 or 3. Sometimes I go to sleep early. I get up late. I was actually happy this past weekend. I was able to sleep till 9:30, and I went to sleep like around 11. Woke up around 9:30. But that's really good for me because I usually
yeah,
wake up around 7 or something or 6:30. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. My
we stay
sleeping
up.
patterns all over the
Oh
place.
yeah, I
But I'm
bet.
like you too. Sometimes I wake up and then I'll go downstairs, check on my mom, reposition her, and then I go back upstairs, and I'm like, I'm up. And then when I'm up, I'm like, I start thinking, okay, what do I got to do tomorrow? I got to do this. I got to do that. Did I call? I need to call that. And then what about next week? And then what about blah, blah, and my mind starts to go. And then I'll start thinking about or worrying about something. And then I'm like, oh, stop, stop, stop. And I turn over and okay, happy thoughts, happy thoughts. And I'm like, happy thoughts, happy. Darn it, think of a happy thought. And I can't think of a happy thought because my mind is kind of taken over. That is
Yeah,
like the worst. That's
yeah,
the worst.
it is. It
I don't.
sucks. It really does suck. And then
Yeah.
some people suggested that I smoke weed just to kind of lower my anxiety, but I'm not. I don't sure. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that at this point in my life. Like I would like to try just to not do it. I definitely don't want to take like medication like pills to stop the anxiety and stuff. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I sometimes I'm just up and I'm just like, what the hell should I do? It's so late. The other day I freaking jogged at 12:30. I went jogging at 12:30.
Some of our neighbor does that too. At 12, I see him on our doorbell. The video.
Yeah,
He's like,
right.
and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, he made good timing today.
Y'all keeping track of his time.
Heck yeah. You know, I can't do that around here. Sometimes if I get up, I'll usually take a peek on my phone and then I'm done. Then I'm, an hour later, I'm still on my darn phone. I'm like, why do I do this to myself? And because then I start seeing, what's going on. And then, or I just started on TikTok, and dang, I can spend an hour, like no joke, just like one after the other. Try not to laugh too hard, or it just takes me everywhere, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is addicting, and I gotta stop. And then it's like 2 o'clock in the
Yes.
morning, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so tired. I'm gonna be grouchy.
That's Lefty.
Oh
Lefty's
yeah.
just like when you walk into the living room, like he's on the couch and he's just like phone real close to his face, just going like this and scrolling through TikTok.
Oh, I hate
Dang.
that. And I'm like,
Yeah,
dang. I wish I
TikTok
can
can
watch
take
a
away.
movie. I wish I
It's
can
hard to
watch a
watch.
movie or
Yeah,
something, but I
yeah.
can't do that. Once I see light, and then I'm up. It just does something to my brain, and then I can't sleep. My husband, if he does that, he gets up and he'll go downstairs, and then he'll start watching like the History Channel or National Geographic. He'll be watching stuff like that, and until he goes to sleep. But I can't do that. If I can't sleep and I go downstairs, it's over. It's like I
You
must
just
well
wake.
get my coffee now and just start my day. Because there's just no way I'm gonna go back. I don't know how
You know
people
what's
do that.
some good good advice for everybody. I saw that the first 10 minutes once you wake up, the first 10 minutes of your day, you should not spend any of that 10 minutes on your phone. You shouldn't even look at the time on your phone. The first thing you should do is look for sunlight and let your body, your mind, your eyes adjust to the natural sunlight for the first 10 minutes when you wake up. And then after that, you could, do your phone thing and stuff like that. But supposedly, it's supposed to be healthy for you to find the sunlight and then just check out the sun for a while. Just let your eyes adjust to the natural light and then look at your phone. Because I hear that going directly to your phone and the light on the phone kind of damages your eyesight. It's just not good for you in general.
Oh,
So the first 10
okay.
minutes, yeah,
Okay, so
first 10 minutes.
everybody who's listening to this, we need to try that first thing tomorrow. We'll all check in with each other and see if
First
that
10 minutes.
works. 10 minutes. First, look for your sunlight somewhere.
Hmm.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be hard for me because I have those blackout curtains. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And some people, they wake up way too early before the sun comes up, too. You
Yeah,
know,
I
well, it sucks
usually
for you
get up.
guys.
I usually
Just
get up
kidding.
like sometimes I'll get up with Jay, and he gets up at 4, and
Oh, wow.
sometimes I'll get up at 4 because that
But
depends. Because you got to remember, he goes to bed at 8, so he has to wake up at 4. And if I go to bed at 8 o'clock with him, then I'm good, and I'll just wake up and then I'll start my day. And those days are good. Those days are good. But then if somehow I can't sleep during the night, and I'm like, man, all I got is 2 hours of sleep. And then it's like I force myself to sleep. As long as
mm,
Queen G's sleeping, if she's sleeping in past 9, I push myself to go back to bed. And I normally
mm.
do. I usually fall right back to sleep somehow. I just get so tired. And then
I don't
sometimes I wake
imagine the
up.
first. I don't imagine the first thing that Jay does is look on his phone, though, right? No.
He's
You
not.
see it.
I used to get upset with him because sometimes I'll be out like doing an errand and I'm texting him and I'm like, ugh. So I have to drive all the way home. And I'm like, didn't you get my text? And he's like, no, my phone's over there on the charger. Oh my God.
Oh, man.
I'm like, hun, I was at the grocery store and I need to know if we had this in the refrigerator, blah, blah. So it used to be, yeah, Jay's not really a phone guy. He recently got the smart watch.
Hmm.
Um, and so I'm glad he has that because now he has no excuse not to get my text messages.
Unless he forgets to charge it at night or something, huh?
Right, right. Or sometimes he'll leave that darn watch on, and then he'll be flicking his arms around in bed, and then all of a sudden his wrist goes like this, and his light goes, and whoosh. I'm like,
Guys.
totally get
Oh, wow.
blinded, man. So there's
So
that too.
yeah, so that's what I saw. First 10 minutes of your day, don't look at your phone. Just leave your phone down. It's gonna be there. It was there all night, so 10 more minutes
Okay.
is not gonna hurt. So don't look at your phone for 10 minutes. And you're not supposed to. I know it's like I know it's an issue for a lot of people, but you're not supposed to ingest any type of caffeine up until 1 or 2 in the afternoon. That way you don't crash.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
you
what you're
lost
not
me there.
supposed. You're not supposed to do that. But I know a lot of people need their coffee early in the morning. But do you tend to crash in the afternoon?
I used to. I try so hard now. I can't. I cannot do it. And you know what sucks is that my mom doesn't either anymore. I used to love it when she would take a nap. Because when she took a nap, that's when I can edit my videos or I can even film, like my intros or outros or whatever I need to do. But now she just can't sleep. And I can't
Mm,
either. I try because I'm like, and I'll even go in there. I'm like, okay, mom, I'm going to have Google play some, relaxing music and then let's try to take a nap. And she'll go, okay. And you see her in her bed and she'll be like this. And then and I sneak out and then I'll go on the recliner and I'll try really hard just to fall asleep. And then I'm like looking at the monitor, like, is she asleep? Is she asleep? And she's just, playing with her hair and looking around. I'm like, oh man. And I'm the same way. I can't, and then I'm like, I get my phone. I'm like, and then once I grab my phone, that's it. I'm like,
it's
gosh
over,
darn
huh?
it. I miss taking naps. I was like the queen of the naps before.
Mm.
And so was my mom. That was a beautiful time in my life, man. A beautiful time when I
Beautiful
got to
time.
take naps.
Yeah,
But now it's too hard.
yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I take naps during the day sometimes. I take power naps. Like, let's say the other day we were driving from our work location to the landfill, and we had to. It's like a 30-minute drive there and back. So I was like, I fell asleep, and then Lefty I drove first. Lefty fell asleep. Lefty drove next. I fell asleep. So we definitely try to take our little naps when we
Yeah.
can. And if I'm
Yeah.
doing estimates out there, and the guys are working, I kind of pull over and then I take a nap and then I wake up
Yeah.
like I'm super busy or something.
I remember sometimes I didn't realize how tired I was during the day, and if I like took a shower and then I would, again, this habit where I love is after I take a nice hot shower, I'll go and just lie on my bed and just be still. Well, there's been a few times where I do that, and all of a sudden, like an hour later, I wake up, and my husband would say, "Honey, you were snoring." I was not snoring. And I guess he's like, you were out. And then those type of naps are like the best type of
Mm,
naps. And I try to do those, but now I just can't. I don't know why. I don't know if I just have too much, going on in my mind or what. But man, yeah, I admire people too who can take cat naps. Like I said, I used to love taking naps, but now I just can't. I wish I could, you know.
yeah,
And I'm
it's
trying really
just.
hard to get better sleeping habits too. So, your late night interviews are not helping, by the way.
I'm sorry.
But I just can't. I can't like say, oh, I'll watch it later. I'll watch it later. But I'm like, no, it's really because you have really good conversations on your interviews, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this. Or even sometimes too, like with Sierra and Kitty when they start doing anti time, they get some really good conversations going on too. So it's kind of hard to. But you guys
Yeah.
all seem to do these late at night, even like with Christy and Byron, they go on that late night too. And I'm like,
They
man,
do.
why
They be
can't you guys
making
start?
cookies at night.
I know, I know. And I'm like, gosh, darn, these are so late. And then sometimes when I'm doing really good and I'm in bed by 8:30, I miss everybody. I miss everyone's lives, and I'm just like, oh, it's just not the same.
It's
It's
all
just
right.
not the same.
It's not the same when you watch it later, huh?
Yeah, not to say if you're watching this right now
Yeah.
on
If
the
you're watching this
relive,
tomorrow.
remember to hit that like button and subscribe. And do all those things. I mean, I'm glad you're tuning in. You know.
For sure. If everybody who was watching, some of you guys are barely tuning in, but I'm doing a conversation here with the Lovely Life. She's in San Francisco right now. I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we're just having a conversation. There's no written questions or anything. We're just kind of flowing through it. That's how I like to do these interviews. Just flow through it, or not interview these conversations. I try to call it a conversation rather than an interview. But I got to kind of change up my wording there sometimes. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Res Life, to Brandon and Pam. Like I said before on the other live, they're going through some tough times right now. And if somebody can please drop their Cash App in the comment section below, and if anybody feels like giving anything, it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be too much. I guess $1 or $2 could help out a lot.
Yeah.
So anybody drop their Cash App in the comment section below, and then yeah, if anybody feels like giving, feel free to do that. I'm pretty sure everybody is pretty much aware of what's happening right now with
Dev-
Brandon and Pam.
Devastating. Just devastating. Anybody
Yeah,
it can
it's
type it for me. It's the $ Res Life, capital R E Z, capital LIFE, and then capital Y, capital T.
oh yeah, there it is. Little Resi posted it.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
Here, let me see.
I I had a little part that I added in my vlog for them both. And in my vlog, I was saying, even though I just met them that night in Phoenix, I got the opportunity to sit down and have dinner with them that night, and just help them out. They stayed where I stayed that night at the Hyatt, and just really nice people.
Mm.
And Brandon, he's just like, he has so much to say, and we just had a really good conversation, and we were just laughing, and they live in near Gallup, and so me being from Lepton, it was kind of like we got to talk about different places, and it was really cool to really get to know them. And we're like huge fans over here of the
Mm.
Res Life. My mom, she just loves Pam's cooking, and
Yeah.
and so when I found out about them, I was like really just devastated. Like, I was in shock. I was in
Yeah.
shock, and I reached out to them. So I'm glad they're on the mend, and they're healing. But yes, if you can please just donate, or just even pray. Prayer goes a long way, and they're good people. And I also like how us native YouTubers are standing up. We're supporting one another, and I think that's like a huge thing for us to do, as natives. And I like how it feels like a family. I don't know if that's how you felt when you were at the gala. It felt like none of you really knew me, but everyone's all D, And I remember, like, I think it was Kitty or someone like D, and I'm like, "You're so pretty, Sean. You're so pretty." And then George is like, she's really real, eh? like like, you want to pinch me, and it felt like we knew one another, but we don't. But I don't know. You guys made me feel very at home there. Even met little Resi
Yeah,
at
little
the
Resi.
food, yeah, at the food stand there, and he's a D, and I'm like, hey, and then it was just like family. It was like it's the most. It was an odd experience, but it was so fulfilling. So thank you very much for all of you who
Hmm.
are out there, who were there. You guys, I love the welcome. I felt very welcomed.
Little Resi's laugh is just so loud, and it's cool. It's nice to be around Resi because he laughs a lot.
That's
And
me.
every time.
My dad was all saying, "Oh, we heard you." On Kitty's live, he's like, "Oh yeah, we could hear you. You're all the way on the other end. We just know your laugh." So, and I'm like, "Oh God."
I have a question. Would you I asked this question to only Sierra, but would you come to New Mexico if we were to host like a meet and greet here in New Mexico?
Oh, of course, absolutely, I would go. You just gotta
We,
give me the dates, and just like for anything else, it's I just have to just make arrangements, for Queen G. But I think, like I said, I got a very supporting husband, and he's always down to help me out, and um, yeah, I would be open to going there. I mean, I have family there, a lot of family in
Mhm.
Albuquerque. It was funny because I have a lot of family in Phoenix, and I just did a flyby.
Yeah, you didn't say. Did you come by and say you didn't say hi to them?
I felt bad because I had
Oh
my
man.
cousin. She's like, "Hey, I saw you're on your way to Phoenix. How long are you gonna be here?" I'm like, I'm not gonna have that much time. I'm only gonna be there for like 17 hours. I kind of have somewhere to go. And then she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, where are you going?" And I'm like, And then finally, I had to let her know. And she's all, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool." And then I did have a cousin. I don't know if he's watching, but he was there, and he surprised me by being there. But he brought me my first Dutch rose, so thank you.
Oh.
And so he was there, and he was the only family relative that kind of like knew, but he kind of knows what I do out of all of them. But everyone else, I felt bad because I didn't even get to say hi to my aunties or my just anybody.
We're
So
all mad at you
yeah, yeah,
now.
I'm gonna hear
Yeah,
about it.
we were thinking that we could host one here in New Mexico in Albuquerque, probably like um, end of November, December, somewhere where some people are not too busy. Maybe even January, but we definitely want to have one sometimes this year because I feel like everybody got to see everybody in
Yeah.
Arizona, and I feel like I want to give the opportunity to everybody here in New Mexico too. So I think it would be pretty cool. We're still working on it, and I have an idea where I wanted to put out a poll so that everybody who was invited, like the community who watches us, they'll have a list of YouTubers, and then we can have awards that we give out to people. We could give out to like the most growing channel or the most interactive channel, best collab channel, or the best collab, and then just have the people vote on that. And then when we're there, when we're doing the meet and greet, it can be like a ceremony kind of thing, and then we can just give out awards to the people who attend and stuff. Kind of like the Grammy or the Oscars kind of thing, you know. But
Okay.
yeah, but for the native community, I think that would be pretty awesome.
That would be. That would
Yeah.
be. Although I need to
So
start building up some collabs with some of you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The best collab. I don't know. Me and Lefty might steal that one for the next 3 years after we were walking into the theater the other night. Favorite laugh award. You know what I'm
There you
saying? Like the contagious laughs. Yeah.
Lizzie. Oh my gosh. Are you starting to know my laugh now? I get that from my dad. I swear it's hilarious. Um and see there's my cousin Cadizzle R6. He says,
Kate.
"Yes,
Yeah.
I'm your cousin." Yeah. That's my cousin
Kate Dizzle
Kaylin.
R6. Oh, nice. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. He brought me my first Dutch Bros. So thank you so much. I was going to be so sad if I didn't have Dutch Bros because all of you guys always talk about Dutch Bros, Dutch Bros. And then there's that one, the one that you guys are talking about, the mango lava or whatever. That one looked really good. But I
Hmm.
didn't know the name of it. And he's like asking me, "Hey, what kind would you want?" I'm like, "I don't know." I was telling him, I said, "I don't know, something lemonade, fruity. I don't know, as long as it's not tea."
Little lady.
Whatever he brought me, it was really good, though. It was really good.
I think the cotton candy,
They got
the
cotton
cotton
candy?
candy. It's like cotton candy slushy or something like that, but it's really good. I like that one
Dang.
the most. Yeah, it's pretty bomb. They have
Oh,
Dutch Bros here in New Mexico.
yeah, they have one in Vegas, and I remember going by it, but there was never ever anybody in the line. It looked kind of old, and I'm like, oh, it's on Sahara Avenue in Vegas, and I drive by it all the time, but I've never stopped there or anything like that. But you guys make it like this big huge thing, in Phoenix, and anytime anyone goes in Phoenix, they have to stop at a Dutch Bros. So now you guys piqued my interest.
And they always do. They always make a huge fuss over In and Out burgers too.
Oh, the mango nada. Yes. Oh, everyone's saying favorite laugh award.
Favorite laugh award to the
Oh
lovely
my
life.
god.
Sophie Lanes ask if you speak Navajo, and if you are, if we can hear an introduction in Navajo.
No. Well, I don't want to say no, no. I don't speak fluent Navajo. I know like the basics, but I can't I cannot do the whole introduction of how you talk about your clans and all that. And it was so funny. My mom was trying to teach me that, and I was messing up. And my dad was just like, he was just like, just say it. He's like, do yourself a favor, just say it in English. I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Do you know it in English?
Well, here is my clan because I knew some of you guys were going to ask about it. So my clan is Setna Bithli, which is the Sleepy Rock people. And then I come from my father's side. So my father's side is Twahaban, which is the Edgewater clan. And so that's
Twabahan?
that's who I am from. So that's me.
Se na. What did you say again?
But Setna Bithli.
Oh,
The
Se
Sleepy
na
Rock.
15.
Yeah.
I never
And I
heard of
think
that clan before.
that's what some people were saying too. Like, I can't look that up.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Se na
dang, you guys
15.
are Googling me? Like, wow.
I gotta ask my dad if he has heard that clan. Se na
I'm
15.
Googleable.
I'm
God,
gonna
people
ask
are.
my dad right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're the Sleepy Rock. I think
And
we have Jan. Aren't you, Jan? If you're on here, I think she was on here. She's also the same clan.
Twabahan is
Uh-huh.
your second clan. Okay.
Yeah. On
I
my
don't
dad's
know.
side.
My first is Ushihin and Tachini, so our first clans are not related. Tachini, Twahan. Twahan. Yeah, I don't think. George says, "Hey, that's a made-up clan."
Hey man,
Just
it's
make
on
it up.
t-shirts, okay? It's for reals.
If it's on a T-shirt, yeah,
If
that's
it's
for
on a
real.
t-shirt, just kidding. I
Marcy
was
Jones says that clan is in the Sitna Ginny group.
Is
Is
it?
that? Yeah. So I guess you're not the only one.
Yeah.
So that's your mom's clan.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Wow. I don't even know that. Oh, Amy K says I'm Sleepy Rock too. So you do have some relatives
Yeah.
on YouTube.
See, it's not made up, George. Hey, just kidding.
That's really cool. I never even heard of that.
Yeah. No,
See,
my mom, it was so funny. We were talking about this. I don't know who mentioned this one. They said, "Oh, what what was your first word that you were taught or something like that?" I go, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Shije besikla." And then my mom started laughing. I said, "Don't you remember that, Mom? You had me practice and practice and practice that.
what did she say?
It's Dad, I need money in Navajo because remember they were divorced. So
Oh,
before,
she's yeah,
so
pencil fly. Okay, okay,
so when
gotcha.
it was my father's turn for his weekend, she would teach me that. It was so hilarious. And then sometimes she would tell me, Denise, put on your like your older shoes, so he can buy you new shoes. And it worked. It really did.
Wow.
So yeah. We were cracking up about that. I'm like, that figures. That was probably my first sentence that I was taught.
I no comment. I'm just kidding.
Uh, let's see. Oh, I saw another comment. D, why did you hold back on telling your family that you were on YouTube? Oh yeah. You know, I only you guys who are watching know that I'm on YouTube. My family doesn't really know. Uh, it took me a long time to tell my dad, and I think I was just kind of not embarrassed. I was just kind of like, oh god, what are they gonna say? I thought maybe they would be like, what, or I didn't know if they'd be like, oh, you shouldn't be on there, I didn't know
Mm,
how people would react about it really, and that's why I didn't really want to say anything. And then and then once I started to get acknowledged of being a caregiver, where I was doing interviews with other people, ABC had contacted me for one of my videos that I did during 2020, and they have the rights of that video. And I thought, oh my gosh, well, there you go. If ABC has my video and all rights to it, where they might be having that video for later for one of their news or one of their blogs or whatever, I thought, well, great. Now it's out. And then I became California's caregivers spotlight caregiver for December of 2022. And so they did a whole article on that as well. And I thought, great, now people are really going to know what I do. I didn't tell anybody. I was trying to keep it in the down low for just reasons of my mom. And I really didn't want friends or family to like get on there and say, oh my God. And, whatever they would say in the comments. I don't know. I just think I thought maybe it wouldn't go as well. But once I start opening up more about it and I'm feeling more proud of what I'm doing and I'm saying, you know what? No, I'm a good voice for all caregivers. I'm giving a positive outlook. I'm showing people, how to have faith and hope in what we're doing. And I shouldn't be ashamed of what I'm doing on YouTube. I don't know why I'm feeling that way, but then I started to tell, my sister, and then my sister kind of like started watching, and she's a stalker. No, I'm just kidding.
mm.
And she watches because she just wants to listen to my voice, because she misses home, she misses
Mhm.
mom. So she'll watch our videos. Sometimes she'll just have my playlist going on in the background because she just wants to hear me. My dad, he knows I'm YouTube. He's totally supportive. He was here when I was in Phoenix in the gala, and he was helping Jay take care of my mom, and my sister was here. So it was like a whole family event. They sat down, they were watching Kitties live, and my dad was just feeling so proud, and Jay and just everybody, they were so excited that in I was where I was supposed to be that night, and
Mhm.
they're really happy for me on that. And then my stepsisters, they just recently found out. So they didn't realize. They're like, well, how many subscribers do you have? And I'm just like, oh, it was 5 point, I forget, it was 5.2 or whatever. Oh, you only have 5 subscribers? I'm like, no, 5,000. 5,000? I'm like, yeah. Well, I just hit 6,000, so yay me. But I started to then tell my cousins, and I think it was last December. I finally told my family, my mom's side of the family, and they were like, what? Let's check you out. So everyone started busting out with their cell phones, looking up D Lovey Live. They're like, I just subscribed. And I'm like, oh my God, now the pressure's on, right? So um yeah, so slowly but surely it's getting out there. None of my friends, no. Only two of my best friends know. I don't know why. I don't tell anybody.
Yeah, 6K. Good job on 6K. And those of you who are not subscribed to D Lovely Life, make sure you go to her channel and subscribe to her channel. I got stuck at 4,000, 4,700. I'm stuck there.
I got stuck right around that area, and then when I hit 5K, I went to 5.2, and I just stuck there for the longest time. I was like, I was just on this. I couldn't do anything, and I'm like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like, what am I doing? And then you hear people saying, niche down, niche down. I'm like, no, I don't want to niche down, And then other people are like, do more collabs, and I'm like, but I can't commit to collabs. And then you got people saying, you know, do something else good. Oh man, all the things you're supposed to do, you shouldn't do, and it's just stressful. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. And then I got to that point where I don't know what I want to do anymore. Or do I still want to do YouTube? That was even a question at one point. Like, I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know. Is this even worth it? But then you get those comments and you get people who take the time to email you and say, hey, my father just had a stroke, or my husband just had a stroke. And oh my God, I'm so glad I found you. And, you know, you get those things, and I'm thinking, no, no, this is where I need to be. This is the platform that I can help out the most. And if I can brighten someone's day with my craziness, and you know like I always tell everybody, I need a body camera. I need a body camera, because I'm telling you, I think I could buy double
Yeah.
my subscription, like, in a month. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times I'm like, darn it, I wish I had a camera on me, you know so funny. Oh, thank you,
Yeah, that's
everybody.
good. That 6K is a really good spot to be at.
It is. I'm happy, excited, but I'm also nervous about it. you know I
Are you
it
afraid that you're gonna go viral and blow up someday?
No,
No.
no, no, not that. I it's it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to reply back. It um it's a lot of commitment. You got to finish on something you started, is how my motto is. I know people rely on a weekly vlog, um and it helps me. I mean, it's my escape. I don't paint, I don't sew, I don't
Mhm.
bead, I don't do any of that. What I do is I make videos, I edit videos. I love editing. um and I guess in a way I'm an entertainer in some way. But um to like go over 20, I don't know how Sierra does that. I don't even know how Navajo Man does that, to be honest. Because then everyone just kind of gets in your business, and you know I don't know,
Yeah.
how would you feel about it? I mean, what do you want to do,
Mm,
or how far do you want to go with your channel?
I I don't have a goal right now, but if it was to blow up, I'd love it. I don't think I'd be afraid to have 20,000, or even if it was a million subscribers. I don't think I'd be afraid. I think I would continue to just be the way I am. I think that's the way I would be. I don't think I'm easily. I don't think I'll fold. Like I wouldn't switch up just because I have more subscribers. I think I'm pretty solid on the person I am. I think I'm
Yeah,
pretty confident who I am as a man. So a lot of the a lot of the people who subscribe to my channel now, um, I think they know me pretty well, and they already know the type of guy I am.
yeah,
So I don't think I would like to switch up on all the people who've been there to support me from the beginning. Because a lot of people still comment about the video that I posted where I was cooking a steak and I was talking mad trash to like a lot of people while I was cooking a steak and stuff. And a lot of people say that they love that I was so open and that I was able to speak my mind, be so expressive
yeah,
and not really care about what people were saying about me. Because people got in my personal life too, and they said a lot of things, some bad things about like my family, my kids, and like my grandma and me in general, like everything that you can imagine. People have said to me, and I I always was able to like kind of clap back in a funny way. There was a
yeah,
point in my life where I took it
right.
serious, but now I just don't give a shit. So I would love it actually because I would reach more people and there'll be more opportunities and I could, just 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 spread
Yeah.
my message out more, a little
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. I know. I think it was my dad. He was like, "What are you worried about?" I'm just like, I don't know. I guess because you hear scary stories, and but then it's like, well, I mean, I haven't had any. I think, hold on, knock on wood. I have not had any problems or like mean comments or anything like that. I don't have. Uh, Very rare do I get that, but I also think it's because of my own niche too, and um but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Who knows? For 6K, and then hopefully if I can reach 10K, wow, that'd be something, like wow.
Yeah, some people have like 17 subscribers and 20 subscribers, and that's a lot, And I don't know if they take advantage of having that many subscribers. I think they should take full advantage of having that many subscribers.
True that. And then like Sarah, the Navajo mama. If you're in here, hi Sarah. Um she was talking about the res life, and she was saying, I have this platform, I should use it. And I was thinking,
Yeah,
right? We should use this. Definitely should use that. And then that just like thought, you know what? I'm going to end my vlog about the res life because that's something that's like, it's just been bothering me, and it's just so raw right there. And I know that we share a lot of the same subscribers and viewers. And so we're all in this kind of like together, in this community. And I'm like, I should use my platform. I should say, hey. And for those that are not in the Native community, which is most of my niche, is on the outside, like homemakers and caregivers, and older generation. Um, I can also reach them and bring them onto this side in the same way. And I didn't know where this was going to go. And fortunately, though, my subscribers were there for me. They were like, we don't know them, but D, we're praying for them. D, I heard you talk about them on your gala video. I remember who you're talking about, Oh my gosh, D. I mean, they were right there. You know what I mean? And it was like,
yeah.
I'm glad I did that. I'm glad that I did use this platform because that's what we're here for. And I think that's another reason why it's important for me to keep going and doing what I'm doing because I think there's a lot of my generation now who are dealing with taking care of their parents right now. And unfortunately, the younger generation, like your generation, you're going to be coming into these stages in your life one day. And thankfully, you have a YouTube channel like mine that you can go back and refer to when it's that time. Because when I was a caregiver, there were none, there were no
Mm.
resources on YouTube. So I was like one of the first caregivers doing vlogs and journeys and all that. But now it's a whole business out there on YouTube, which again makes me stand out because I'm a little bit more different. I'm more down, I'm a little bit more smaller, and I reply back to people and I show it. I show what real life caregiving is about. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, it makes sense. It's definitely a good tool to use to educate people and then to get education and just to inspire people that live like on the res that want to know how it feels to live in San Francisco. So people might not even think having a garden is possible, but you do it, so it's definitely
Yeah.
possible for that to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hit the like button.
George says Lefty's putting more woods on the fire.
You guys crack me
Put some
up.
more cheers to the fire. Well, it was nice to have you on the channel. I really appreciate your time. I know you got a lot going on. You need to get your rest. I need to get some rest too. We got a pretty busy day tomorrow, and
Yeah.
I know you have a lot going on. Taking care of your mom and just doing your thing. So I definitely give you props for taking on care, giving care to your mom.
Well, thank you
And
so
giving you
much.
props for living all the way in San Francisco with that high ass mortgage payment. That's crazy.
It is.
But
So, with that being said, subscribe to my channel, watch the ads.
yeah, watch the ads. She needs to pay her bill over there. I won't ever skip an ad again. So, is there
I'm just
any
kidding.
last words that you'd like to say to everybody before we end, or is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I just think, we just need to stand together and take care of each other, and be there for one another. And I'll be there for everyone as much as I can. I would love to meet more people out there, and I wish I had more time with all of you. It was so enjoyable to meet all the ones that I got to meet. I wish I had more time just to sit down and chit chat and talk real YouTube, without YouTube, if you get what I mean. And
Yeah,
but all in all, just take care of one another and be safe and I don't know, don't sweat the small stuff is my suggestion out there, even though you didn't ask for it.
that's fine.
And then yeah, maybe I will get the a best award for laugh or a little resi. I don't know. It might be a tie. But
yeah,
yeah,
we appreciate your time. Like I said before, actually, if you want to do another conversation later on in the future, again, we're more than welcome to do that. I think some of the people who already had on before, I think we're gonna have another one, maybe a second conversation, probably later in August or September or somewhere around there.
yeah,
Maybe closer to the
definitely.
holidays, because I really like to see you guys' decorations. If you guys decorate for the holidays, that'd be nice to see in the background. And while we have our thing going on here with the during the holiday times, I think that would be really nice to see.
Well, just a heads up, I usually have a fireplace going on too in the background.
Yeah, they'll just give Christmas vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
All
thank
right,
you so
well,
much for having me. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for just being a great audience and the chit chat. I love it. I see you guys. Joe, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You're my girl, Michelle, and oh my God, George, Jan, Marcy, all of you guys. Wow, there's a lot of you. Curtis,
yeah, a lot
but
of people are
anyway,
enjoying this live.
that's great. That's great. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I guess that's
Okay,
it.
all right. Well, have a good night, okay, and enjoy whatever you're gonna do tomorrow. Take care of yourself and make sure you spend some time alone. Probably hard for you to do now that you got a full time job, but just try to squeeze some alone time in there and take care of yourself too.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, have a good night. All right. Tell your husband everybody says hi, and tell Queen G everybody says hi too.
Will do. All right, guys. Good
Okay.
night.
Good night. Take care. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I don't know who's gonna be on this coming Saturday. I'm still trying to find someone. So if you guys know anybody, it's George. If Sam T Vlogs is watching right now, hit me up. I sent you a message on your community tab. I really want to bring you on. Sam T Vlog is my cousin, so get on the live with me, please. It'll be really awesome. I also sent an email out to um, Kitty, and I even reached out to Kay Chino, and I tried finding Natalie Franklin stuff. So if you guys know any of them or on their social, send them a message on one of their videos and say, "Hey, go live with Jermonton on Grown Talk with Arrows," and then send them the Grown Talk with Arrows at gmail.com information. But even George, I mean, I would hit up George, but she does never reply, so I don't think I'm gonna hit her up ever again. So, just kidding, George. If you're down, I'm down. I know Anna Lynn I have sometimes next month or next week. So we got some people coming in, and like I said, if you guys have any money to give or any type of donation to Red's Life, feel free to do that. And Lil Rezzy said he's going to be building a ramp for Pam at Red's Life's house this weekend. And if anybody wants to help him out with that, make sure to go over and email them so that you guys can help out in any way. So, um, with that being said, I appreciate all of you guys for watching again. It's Wednesday. You guys could have done anything in the world, but you decided to chill with us all the way till 10:44, and I appreciate you guys for that. Make sure you guys tell your homies about this, okay? I'm trying to have a guest every Wednesday night and every Saturday night so that we can come here and have this conversation with you guys. But good night. Take care of yourselves. Lefty, you want to say good night to everybody? Night, guys. Come over here and show that beautiful face. Come here. Everybody saw me holding you by the hips on the other video, so don't be shy. There's Lefty. My boy Lefty. So, if you guys have any clothes to donate to Lefty, any socks, any boxes,
GoFundMe account.
then definitely Lefty needs some help himself. So I'll send him the PO box. So then you can just send him your old clothes. I'm just kidding. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you again for watching. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.